Coming to you from David Noonan Field here at Hillsborough High School in Hillsborough, New Jersey. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NJSI AA Central Jersey Group 5 Final here on the HSG Network. A battle of Raiders between the North Brunswick Raiders, the 3 seed, and the Hillsborough Raiders, the number 1 seed. I'm Tom Wilkins giving you all the action for this game coming up. But before we get started, why don't we go ahead and get you the highlights of how did Hillsborough get here? Yes, Hillsborough was 11-0 on the season, and they cleared the table and cleared the schedule with a 9-0 record. Well, they faced number 8 seed New Brunswick first, and that was just 2 weeks ago. Now, of course, Hillsborough began with an incredible flair as you see Jay Mizwera throw a 19-yard touchdown pass to Charles Volpe, who opened the game with scoring almost 3.5 minutes in and gave Hillsborough a 7-0 lead. And this was a game that Mizwera was almost perfect. He was 13 out of 15 in that game and ended up throwing for 2 touchdowns, the second you'll see in just a couple of moments. Meanwhile, a little bit later on in the first quarter comes Rutgers commit Thomas Amakwa. What a year he's had. He's had 974 rushing yards. Here's 49 of them. He clears the area and outruns the New Brunswick defense with a 49-yard scamper. Turns out that was the first of 3 touchdowns on the day for Amakwa. He scored 1 on the ground there, and you'll see in a couple of minutes his receiving touchdown from Mizwera. That touchdown gave Hillsborough a 14-0 lead at quarter time. But then, midway through the second quarter, Amakwa strikes again. On the edge of the red zone, Mizwera, he threw 2 touchdowns. Well, we saw the first. Here's the second. A lightning bolt to Amakwa halfway through the end zone from 20 yards out. Hillsborough extends their lead to 21-0 before New Brunswick gets on the board. And we'll show that for you in just a second here. Late in the first half, New Brunswick quarterback Eli Rodriguez, who actually played a pretty decent game against Hillsborough, he ended up scoring for the opponents for the first time in a long time that Hillsborough's allowed the opposing team to score on their field. That was a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 21-6, but the extra point was blocked, and that's how it stayed. But Hillsborough was not done, as you can see, with the final 30 seconds of the first half. Mizwera is under center there, and here's the man of the hour, Tyler Mishnard, whom pulls through at a 5-yard touchdown run and ends up making it a 28-6 halftime lead. And New Brunswick looked like they were going to have an opportunity to try and close the gap in the second half because their offense was giving Hillsborough a little bit of difficulty. But on the very first play of that second half, Eli Rodriguez, the quarterback, fumbles the snap, and at the bottom of the pile in the front of the end zone is Ray Giuliano, who recovers it and pretty much put the game to rest. Hillsborough scored twice more, including an Amakwa pick 6 in the fourth quarter, and that was all she wrote, as Hillsborough went on to win that game by a score of 49-6, and then went on to play the Williamstown Braves, which we'll see highlights of in just a couple of minutes. But that was a very impressive game. Again, James Mizwera ended up getting 13 out of 15 on the game. You see the scoring leaders in just a second, but Hillsborough was able to survive a cold Hillsborough evening and get to the Central Jersey Group 5 semifinals, as you'll see the leaders 189 passing, Missioner down here 16 on the ground and 2 scores. And then when we go to the second, and I don't know if we're going to have time to do the second because they're going to be doing the coin toss in just a second. So why don't we quickly recap the Hillsborough-Williamstown game of last week. And this was the Tyler Mishnard show. This was his receiving touchdown. It looked like he was going down. No, he didn't. He kept going and ends up scoring from 34 yards out. Yes, you can hear my bellowing voice in the background as Mishnard. It was the Tyler Mishnard show. That was his receiving touchdown. The other 6 that Hillsborough scored, all on the ground. And what a day Mishnard had. It was the game of his life. This was a 7-yard touchdown run, and that was his second to make it 14-0. And keep in mind, they had a directional kick before that 14-0 score, in which they recovered at the 20-yard line and literally scored 2 plays later. Then, with about 5.5 left to play in the first quarter, it was Mishnard striking again. this time the hat trick. All in the first quarter, and nobody was going to stop him there. His third touchdown run, this time from 9 yards out, that made it the score of 21-0. And then Mishner just kept on going after that. As you can see here, this was a 1-yard touchdown run. Mishner, his fourth of the day. And that ends up being 28-0 at that point. They continued onward, and they got as high as 35-0. And well, in the end, Mishner scored 7 touchdowns, 6 rushing, 1 receiving, and Hillsborough won running away 49-14. Now we're getting right back to the coin toss as North Brunswick is, of course, in the visiting whites. They're 8-3, and they got here with a couple of big victories, of course, beating Eastern of Voorhees, New Jersey, 39-30, and then surprising Cherokee, the number 2 seed, by a count of 34-21 last week. Joining me now is Coach Nick, and I don't know if we'll have a moment before the anthem hits. As you can see, the captains on the field, Mishner, Amakwa, Dixon is there as well. Yeah, they're just wrapping this up, so we'll get Nick in, and we'll get Coach in just a couple of minutes. North Brunswick will receive the football first. They will move left to right, Hillsborough right to left, and we'll switch sides during the second quarter. So before we get you in a word, Nick, take a couple minutes to calm down. Let's take it down to the field with the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band performing our national anthem this evening. And if I could find where the paper went, we'll give you the directors. But let's listen to Hillsborough's Marching Band with our national anthem this evening from David Noonan Field.
Please rise. Remove your caps and turn your direction to the flagpole near the Raider locker room as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band.
I think we're back here. All right, the Hillsborough Raider, the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band with our national anthem here this evening from David A. Newton Field. Coach Nick has joined me, and glad to be with us here. Of course, Howard Gaber taking care of the controls here as always. And Coach, we do know one thing for certain tonight. A set of Raiders will be a Central Jersey Group 5 champion tonight.
Woo, baby. I'll tell you what. I've been looking forward to this game all week, Tommy. And we could see 2 weeks ago, Hillsborough was ranked 14th, and they moved up a spot or two last week, and now they're like 8th or 9th. And I'd be hard-pressed to find there's a better football squad in North Jersey right now. So I'm looking forward to this one. Should be very exciting. These guys have met once before in adverse conditions, so now that everybody's on a level playing field, I'm expecting to see a wild and woolly wide open ball game tonight.
Well, considering that it's been 3 weeks since we were able to broadcast Hillsborough and North Brunswick, it's well worth the wait. North Brunswick trying to avenge a 41-0 loss in monsoon conditions, but that was then. This is now. North Brunswick will try to avenge that. They will receive the ball first. They will move left to right, Hillsborough right to left, and will switch ends during the second quarter. 40 degrees, your game time temperature tonight. A bit chilly, but it is perfect November football as a lit crowd here from David Noonan Field gets to see the opening kickoff, which North Brunswick will take at about the 30-yard line. That's as far as they get. So, directional kick. Jared Tynes was the one who recovered it. He was the up man, but he didn't get any further than the 30, and that is where North Brunswick will get started.
Yep, that's the way to start the game. Great pursuit on the kickoff squad. They gave up a little bit, not that much, and not all that bad field position for North Brunswick. So let's see what they're going to bring out here on the first series.
A reminder, this Hillsborough High School broadcast is presented by the Hillsborough High School Touchdown Club, led by President Bruce Wayne, Vice President Ernie Santorelli, and Treasurer John Van Nessen. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Garbolino is going to throw deep, and nobody home, incomplete. They were looking for Marquise Perry, but the throw was 10 yards downfield, and obviously was not timed right. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Now, something to consider, in the game 3 weeks ago for Hillsborough, Jay Mizwera did not have to throw a pass. It was all rushing, and ended up being 6 rushing touchdowns split amongst Mishnard and Amakwa. So obviously, with better conditions, we're going to be seeing a lot of passing on the part of North Brunswick today because that is their forte. They send a man in motion on 2nd and 10. Quick pass as taken by Perry. Perry tries to get through a tackle, does get some yardage, not terribly much. He'll get to about the 33-yard line. Amakwa with the tackle and a gain of 4.
What we see in here so far is essentially a single back set, twin receivers. They're trying to spread them out just a little bit. I don't know what North Brunswick's run game looks like, but it looks like they're coming out to throw, as you say, Tom. So we got a 3rd down at about 7 now.
All right, sorry for a little confusion with the buttons here, but it is 3rd and 6 from the 33-yard line. Frankie Garbolino in the shotgun. They send Jaden Myers in motion to the left, and Garbolino will take it. Has time. Now under a rush. He escapes it. And Mishnard brings him down! Down he goes at the 26. Mishnard with the pursuit was able to bring down Garbolino, and North Brunswick goes 3 and out. You have to keep in mind that Mishnard has done quite well for himself tackle-wise. He came in tied for 3rd for Hillsborough in number of tackles, and remember, 2 fumble recoveries to go with it as well.
2 fumble recoveries to go as well. Well, we saw what they're going to come out with. Coming out basically in a twins right pro set type situation. They're going to throw the ball. And the key to the game, once again, is going to be that size of that line on the defense and offense for Hillsborough that'll have to control that to basically stabilize their defense against that passing attack.
Here's the punt for North Brunswick on 4th down, and it goes out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. It'll be around the midfield stripe.
Great field position for Hillsborough.
They're going to say the 45-yard line, so a 29-yard punt, and that is where Hillsborough will be getting underway for their opening drive just 2 minutes into the game. Something to consider on the Hillsborough side today. Couple of things. Number 1, we could see Amakwa and Mishnard both go over 1,000 yards rushing for the season. Number 2, Amakwa needs 1 touchdown to be all-time scorer, and he needs 2 touchdowns to go ahead of John Banasicki, who had it from 2009 to 2012. So we may see some history tonight. Here's a handoff up the middle, and not too much that time. A good stand by the North Brunswick Raider defense to about the 43-yard line. And Mishnard was the one with the carry. He got 2 yards on the play. I think it would be hard to duplicate his 7 touchdowns from last week, Coach.
I think that would be hard to duplicate for anybody, including Gale Sayers. God rest his soul. Well, let's take a look at this, the line play up front. We have a very tall, thin, and quick defensive line against that big Hillsborough offensive push line. Let's see if they're going to try to run the ball again up inside.
All right, on 2nd and 8, here's a handoff, and there is Mishnard, and he'll fight to about the 41. He'll get 2 more and force a 3rd and 6. And one of the keys to the game you have to remember for North Brunswick, if they're going to keep things competitive, they will need a huge outing from Amari Macklin, Tamir Jenkins, Willie Wilson, and Jamir Dawood. And don't forget about Jack Garbolino, the freshman on defense. I mean, you have to remember, this defense does play well, and you know they are amped up for something like this for a team that has not won a sectional. They've been to 2, but they're 0-2 with their last appearance in 2018. Now on 3rd and 8. Here's Mizwera. He's back to pass. He will throw, and it's wide of Michener, incomplete. So Hillsborough goes 3 and out. And this might now be the most challenging moment for Hillsborough since Phillipsburg nearly 2+ months ago. Would you think that, Coach?
Well, we're going to find out. I think what's going to happen here, they're going to get a punt. They're going to try to keep North Brunswick down deep. It's tough throwing as a throwing offense to come out of your own end zone with your back to it and expect to exploit a defense that's been as good as Hillsborough has been over the past several weeks, especially in their secondary.
Well, they're going to go for it, believe it or not, on 4th and 6 and try and draw North Brunswick offside. Now they're going to back up and punt. That looked a little unusual there, but they take the snap and punt it away. Takes one bounce, and it will be taken on the recovery, and not going to be for too much.
As I said,
and now a flag comes in late.
Let's find out what this flag is. It's a late flag on the right side of the field. It could have been a block in the back, as I see it. I did not see anything that would constitute unsportsmanlike or any kind of personal foul. But as I said, they are now deep, and if it's against North Brunswick, they're about to take a few steps backwards if the penalty's against them.
And it is.
Very tough to come out of your own end zone as a throwing team. So unless they start to try to establish some kind of a run game, Hillsborough, I think, is going to be very alert to what's going on. Of course, they've seen film, as you know, the high school's trade film. And that's a tough way to come out of here. They're on their 2-yard line?
Well, it's half the distance from the illegal block.
5-yard line. 5-yard line. There we go.
About the 5-yard line, it looks like. It'll be 1st and 10 for North Brunswick, very deep in their own territory. We'll give you the officiating crew in just a moment as quarterback Frank Garbolino in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand this one off. Coming around the other side is Perry. Nobody home, and he might be thrown back. We'll see where the progress is.
They will stop his progress at about the 2.5-yard line, I believe, Tom.
They might give him the 3. We'll see. But the Hillsborough defense was swarming that time, Coach. You saw that?
Yes, I saw it. It's pretty much what I expected. Look, they did try to establish a run game. Personally, they did the right thing by trying to get the ball outside and not run into the strength of that very large defensive line for Hillsborough. But the linebacker play washed them down, and those big guys up front for Hillsborough are pretty fast.
Ends up being a 2-yard loss, actually a 3-yard loss, so 2nd and 13 from the 3. Can't go much further back than that. Frank Garbolino in the shotgun. They go 3 wide slot right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, slipping through a tackle and getting to about the 6, the original line of scrimmage. It looks like Jared Tynes with the carry, but it forces a 3rd and 10. By the way, the officiating crew real quick. Referee is Joe Belger. Umpire is Hank Teal. Linesman is Mark Rogers. Line judge is Lou Sofanakos. The field judge, Steve Schlitzer. And the side judge, Dave Lords. Joe Oranchowski is taking care of the clock operations today here in the booth as we're down to about 7:10 here in the first quarter. Each team won 3 and out on their opening drive. And now the North Brunswick Raiders have 3rd and 10 from their 6.
In a tight spread situation, and he's looking in the middle of the field.
And he does, too high, incomplete. They went in the direction of Jamir Dawood, but it was way high and incomplete. So 9 plays and no first downs for either side, and this is dangerous territory now from North Brunswick. They'll be punting from the end zone.
Very dangerous territory. Let's see if they get the ball off. We haven't seen them punt, so as of late, we've had some problems on the special teams with some of the teams out here, and this just makes it even more difficult. So, and they're short. He's short at the 35-yard line, expecting the punt. This is going to give Hillsborough great field position.
And it will be Perry standing near the edge of the end zone. The snap is very important, and it's a high snap, but he saves it. And the punt is away very close, and it's going to go out of bounds.
30-yard line.
At least the 30-yard line. Hillsborough is going to have tremendous field position. They're going to say the 34, and that's where Hillsborough is going to start. Now, so far, Garbolino only 1 of 3 for 4 yards, but going in, he had 1,755 passing yards. He's thrown for 22 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So this is definitely a very good passing quarterback that we're looking at today. And now for James Mizwera, who has thrown 1 incompletion so far. Let's see what he can do here on 1st and 10. They're going to spot the ball
Can't
at the
ask for
North
better.
Brunswick 35-yard line.
Can't
He's in the
ask for better.
shotgun. And he gives it to Amakwa, but he's tripped up at about the 33. And so far, Coach, North Brunswick is doing very well with their run defense.
Well, you know, they're going to crack. They're trying to crack that hard nut right up front there. I give credit to Hillsborough. They're going to pound away and try to run the ball. They have to establish that so that James can get the ball off. You know, he does a lot of rollouts here to protect him. But they're going to try to establish that run game.
On 2nd and 8. Oh, they're going to go with the up man, Mishner, and he'll get to about the 31, and that's it. I'll tell you what, as far as head coach Mike Sapo is concerned, I mean, there's a reason why he's 40-12 in his 5 years with the Raiders. And keep in mind, he spent 10 years as an assistant before becoming head coach, and I'll tell you what, he's drawing up some great defenses so far.
Well, they're hustling on the ball. As I said, they're rangy, tall, and fast, which is the way the new defensive lines are beginning to look. So, again, you know, this is the kind of game that's, once again, is going to be won in the trenches with the least amount of mistakes.
And we're going to see what happens here on 3rd and 7 from the 32. Mizwera back, looking, rolling left. He's going to take a shot down the field, and oh, it's incomplete. Dixon, the intended receiver. It looked like he tried to catch it and run at the same time, but he just couldn't come down with it. And Hillsborough will see what they do on 4th and 7 if they decide to go for it or pooch punt to pin North Brunswick deep again.
No, I don't think they're going to punt on. I think they'll be going for it. This is 4-down territory, and we just witnessed something that we have not seen pretty much all year, and that's having Dixon drop a ball.
Well,
and I think a little bit behind him, but you know, he made a good stab at it. But
when there's a lot on the line, Coach, nerves have got to play a little bit into it.
A little bit.
I mean, that was a good throw, but sometimes it just happens. They do go for it on 4th and 7, and Mizwera is back under a little bit of a rush. He may call his number to the 30, and he'll have a first down as he'll get to the 21-yard line. Down for a gain of 11 and moving the chains for the very first time are the Hillsborough Raiders. What a smart run by Mizwera.
Hey, it was clear and open. He could have driven a truck up in that alley. There was nobody. Everybody on the defense bailed and gave Mizwera a chance to just open it up a little bit.
All right, so 1st and 10. They're going to spot it at the North Brunswick 21-yard line. Can't give nicknames because they're both Raiders, both teams. Here's a handoff. Mishner crosses the 20, and he'll pull his way to about the 16. That's the best run so far by either team. He'll pick up about maybe 4 or 5 on the play. So forces a second, and I think they're going to give him a 2nd and 5 according to the down marker. But Hillsborough is in the maroon zone, or the red zone if you want to call it.
Yeah, they're in the maroon zone, in the red zone. Yeah, it's 2nd and 6, and this is a great spot to throw the ball, play action right now, because you got a good mix of mix it up with the offense. They run a little, they pass a little. This might be an opportunity to throw the ball downfield.
They send Donahue in motion on 2nd and 6. They give to Amakwa, and what a nice tackle. Beautifully done by Isaiah Barnes, who brought him down from maybe a 1-yard pickup to the 16, and it forces a 3rd and 5.
Mm-hmm. Right now, it looks like the North Brunswick defensive line is out-quicking Hillsborough, at least on these 2 series. So I think it's really a time that both teams are trying to settle in. And, you know, you got one team that's up against it right now. And, you know, really that's where Hillsborough really needs to be. They need to score on this drive.
Well, they have Sal Volpe as fullback here, a receiver each side. 3rd and 5 from the 16. Pitch out to Amakwa. Will he get around the corner to the 15? Moves a pile, and I don't think he got the first down. As you can see, the North Brunswick side with a loud cheer. He is definitely short. Amakwa, though, gets about 3, and they're going to say maybe the 12 and a half. So 4th and about a 1.5 yards coming up. So what do? Go for 3 or go for it?
You're going for it right now. There's no 3 about this.
It's a quarterback sneak.
And he's going to have that.
And we'll see.
That'll be a first down.
Oh, he's inside the 10. That's definitely a first down. I tell you, they got a big push on the backside of the area, so they're going to move the chains. They go up tempo. It's 1st and goal for Hillsborough. So Mizwera with 2 4th-down runs to keep the drive going.
Any which way but loose, and any way you can get it, you take it.
So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line as Hillsborough looking to break the scoreless tie as we approach 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. They go I formation, very heavy up the front. Sal Volpe in there as well. And they give it to Mishnerd, and nobody home that time. Amari Macklin came across and forces maybe a yard if they're lucky.
Yeah, they're having a hard time cracking this North Brunswick D line right now. I would suggest that they're probably either going to start to throw play action or try to get outside. They got plenty of speed. Both Mitchnerd and Amakwa are both very fast and can get that edge. So, but they're going to have to get some push up front.
Well, keep your eye also on Shane Donahue. He could play a major role in if they keep double teaming Dixon, who's lying up on the left side. They do send Donahue on the right. I formation this time. 2nd and goal, probably about the 8.5 at this point. Under center Mizwera. He play fakes. He rolls left. He's looking. He'll fire. Pass is caught. It's Volpe, and he's short at about the 2. Maybe a gain of 6, but a wise play by Mizwera to roll out and get real close.
That's pretty much what I had said. They want to get him, get a little play action going, and get that ball out into the flats. They got it to the fullback who was uncovered ostensibly, and now they're looking pretty good.
They rule him down to 3 on 3rd and goal. Mizwera, quarterback draw. They push. And is there a signal?
Touchdown.
Yes! Welcome to the end zone! How about James Mizwera using his legs to clear the area for the Hillsborough Raiders, who strike first with 1:38 left in the first.
Yep, straight ahead. They finally said, look, we're not going to let you control our offensive line. We're not going to let you stop our inside run game. And they basically proved that just now. That's what they needed. They had to score on that drive.
And from the students section, Smoke celebrating a touchdown, evidently. And now they bring on the all-time leading extra point guy, and that, as the extra point is good, that's Meacham, who connects with another extra point, and with 1:38 left in the first, Hillsborough has a 7-0 lead over North Brunswick. And, Coach, that is exactly how Hillsborough wanted to respond with a short field.
Well, that's exactly what I've been saying. They had the advantage. You cannot get the advantage that many times and not take advantage of it and get into the end zone. Otherwise, it begins to demoralize. You begin to self-doubt. So right now, believe it or not, as early as it is in this game, nearing the end of the first quarter, this defensive series that Hillsborough is about to put on after this kickoff is a huge series in terms of setting the tone for the balance of the first half. All right, they're going to try to get them buried back deep again and get the opportunity to get another, deep penetration into North Brunswick territory and get in the end zone again.
Anyway, real quick, this game is presented by Iron Peak Sports and Events. All you need to do is check them out at ironpeakse.com. You can also email them info@ironpeakse.com or give them a call, 908-758-2739. So Hillsborough about to kick off here. Obviously, the North Brunswick fans, they're trying to get themselves psyched up. I mean, 7-0 is nothing to them. I mean, this is a nearly packed house. Directional kick, high, pop up, and taken by somebody, and it looks like it's going to be Perry along the left. He'll get to about the 40, and that's as far as he gets, maybe to 41. But I think both players were there intentionally to figure out, okay, which way is the person going and who's going to get it. So good return by Perry.
That could have been a mistake on Hillsborough's part. I don't usually question their coach. Usually makes a lot of great calls. That's something with the speed that North Brunswick has and that they are a throwing team. I certainly would have kicked that as far downfield as I could have without having it go into the end zone. Now these guys got to start on their 40-yard line. They're breathing like, hey, we got a break. So let's see what they come out. They come out in a cover 3 for Hillsborough, and they know that these guys are going to try to throw the ball.
And on first down, rolling back is Garbolino. He's going to throw a high catch and a good one at the 48-yard line. Nice grab by Jaden Myers to pick up 7. And to line up tripling the right side, they were able to, exploit that side of Hillsborough's defense, and North Brunswick able to make a good pass there. And keep in mind, in that monsoon, Garbolino was only 5 of 13 for 43 yards 3 weeks ago. And the rushing game for New Brunswick, minus 26 yards on the ground. Now they send Perry in motion. He's going to get the handoff and get to the midfield stripe and possibly a first down to Hillsborough territory. We'll see where they spot it. It's right at the line of gain, it looks like. So a good 3-yard gain for Perry. And, they're gonna get him just a hair short.
Just shy.
3rd and about half a yard. They're gonna go up tempo. They're gonna go empty gun, heavy right. You got to keep up in this situation. And I think Hillsborough might have jumped. Hillsborough may have jumped, and the North Brunswick crowd is telling us, I remember we have 6 officials on the field, but it will be a first down for North Brunswick, their first of the game, and they're going to get it at just outside the 44-yard line. So, Coach, what are you seeing so far?
What I'm seeing, what I saw on that last run prior to this play with the penalty, was they run to their strength and they stack it up. They put a very tight jumbo package, what I call it, 3 or 4 blockers out on that left, that naked on the right, and he just goes after it and follows it. It's got a ton of blockers out there, so they're going to go wherever they put their strength.
They go 3 wide slot right here on 1st and 10 from the 44 of Hillsborough. As Garbolino is back, throws at the middle, and looks like it was caught at about the 37, or they're going to say incomplete. Yeah, it is incomplete. I think the official on the far side ended up ruling it incomplete at the very last minute, but it looked like it was going to be a good catch. Didn't work out that way, and we've reached quarter time. This time we flipped. So after 1, Hillsborough over North Brunswick, 7-0. Quarter number 2 comes your way after this. We're back here at Hillsborough High School, David A. Noonan Field here in Hillsborough, New Jersey. The Central Jersey Group 5 final between a bunch of Raiders between North Brunswick and Hillsborough. I'm Tom Wilkins with Coach Nick, Howard Gable with the controls. Hillsborough with a 7-0 lead as we start quarter number 2. And North Brunswick will begin with a 2nd and 10 with the nose of the ball at the Hillsborough 44-yard line. So we'll see what Garbolino does here. And remember, he does well passing, 22 passing touchdowns. He's thrown 9 interceptions, and I'm sure Hillsborough's aware that he can make a mistake once in a while. Let's see what they do here as they've got Garbolino in the shotgun, back to the right. Looks like a spread formation here as he's back. He's going to roll right under a rush, and he's going to throw one incomplete. Marquise Perry, the intended receiver. I really think when we're talking about the jitters, as we had talked about Dixon when he tried to haul a ball in, I'm wondering if Garbolino is doing the same thing because he's really putting a lot of firepower in his throws.
Yeah, the throws are errant. They're wobbly. He's not getting good control on the ball. His hands may be cold. It's a very different situation down in the field, even from the wet. But the ball has been floating and tailing up a little bit. I think it's going to be a little tough to throw deep against Hillsborough's. They were successful underneath on 2 passes. The one that was dropped wasn't a drop. He got hit in the back, and the ball come loose.
Well, they're going to go empty gun here. 3rd and 10 from the Hillsborough 44. Garbolino trying to get everybody in, and now they're going to bring in Tamir Jenkins to line up as a back to his right. Garbolino ready for the shotgun snap. He'll take it. Looking, firing, pass is caught. That's Perry. Perry will get a first down. Very nice play. He'll get to about the 30-yard line, a gain of 14. That's a speedster for you, Coach.
Yep, that sure is. That's essentially a waggle-type style play where you have the little fake or the short roll, and you hit the back coming out of the backfield or the slot receiver going short to the flat, which is what he did, and it was successful. If they throw underneath this Hillsborough defense, that's where they'll find their success.
Garbolino, that pass is tipped incomplete, and I think Dixon may have gotten a paw on it. So the pass deflects incomplete and forces a 2nd and 10, but that's one thing that I'm sure Hillsborough hasn't seen, a pass-heavy offense like North Brunswick.
Well, they're, as I said, they're throwing underneath, and that's the only way that they're going to really have any success against this defense. But their deep coverage is very good. So they're throwing the ball. Their success has been underneath.
On 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line, Garbolino Man in motion. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's in trouble. He escapes a sack. He's going to take off himself. He'll get to the 20 and down to the 18. A good job of running by Garbolino. He was brought down by Ryan Tostano, but it's a first down. And talk about doing the Mizuera. Garbolino does the same thing.
Hey, that was a good play. He saw the opening. He took it.
And Garbolino, who's so far 3 of 8 for 25 yards, and he's had a few errant passes. I mean, let's keep in mind, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see the stats for the quarterbacks. Mizuera, you'll see when Hillsborough has the ball. Now, on 1st and 10, looks like an it looks like a pro set here as Garbolino back to pass. Now he's on the run, has to throw incomplete. That was in the direction of Jerry Milius. So he's now 3 for 9 now and forces a 2nd and 10.
Yep, they're going to have to continue that kind of pressure on this kid. He's got good size. You can see over the line. He's moving around. He's fairly mobile, and his short pass game is looking pretty good. So they're going to have to get that pressure on him. Number 15 almost got to him, caused him to throw that ball a little quicker than normal.
North Brunswick in the red zone now at 2nd and 10 from the Hillsborough 18-yard line. And it looks like they're going to spread a little bit. They're going empty gun here. Garbolino, and as they send a man in motion, play fake, screen, oh, beautifully played, to the 10 and to the house or apartment or whatever you want. Welcome to the end zone for Marquise Perry. No flags. North Brunswick is right back in it, and an extra point will level it.
As I said, the success that they've had so far, and that was a misdirection play because as he was faking, he gave a fake handoff. He rolled slightly to his right, and what happened was the slot back snuck underneath. He snuck underneath the defense and the linebacking core, which had dropped back off the ball a little bit, and that's where the success was. They're going to have to stay with that short game all night, and then Hillsborough is going to have to respond. Their linebackers, their strong safety are going to have to come up and start making those plays.
Well, they're going to go for 2, and they have an empty gun here. They throw it the middle, and they get the 2. And for the first time in a very long time, Hillsborough is actually behind in a football game as North Brunswick comes through with an 8-7 lead, only a minute 17 into the second quarter. Coach, what was the difference there? Actually, why don't we take a look at this replay, and, Coach, you can describe what happened as to how North Brunswick was able to get through the way they did.
Okay, notice the slot receiver right here, okay? Watch him. Watch the fake here. Watch right in here. He slips underneath the defense. Everybody's flowing right. He slips underneath the defense, almost like a counterplay. No one there. He went opposite of where everybody else did. Quarterback held the ball for a second, waited for him to make his break, and boom.
That was a tremendous call, especially from their head coach, Mike Sapo. I mean, that was just fantastic play design there. And that has given North Brunswick an 8-7 lead thanks to a 2-point conversion that was added on. So now it is up to Hillsborough to respond. Both teams have scored on their last possession, and now Hillsborough with the opportunity to try and regain the lead. So North Brunswick, all in white, getting ready to kick off. Amakwa standing back, and it's a pop-up. And it's a loose football and recovered by North Brunswick at about the 45-yard line. It went off a Hillsborough Raider and recovered by Jaden Myers.
Now, remember what I said a week or so ago?
But now the officials, hold on a second, the officials are discussing. Hillsborough thinks that it's their football, but remember, it's a live ball after 10 yards. So they're going to determine as to who gets the ball or not. Could that have possibly been a fair catch called by Hillsborough at the very last minute? So that's why the officiating crew is trying to discuss. North Brunswick thinks they have the ball. Hillsborough thinks they have the ball. The officials are going to decide, and we're going to know in just a couple of moments as to what the story is. Now, of course, the officials aren't mic'd up, so we can't go to them as per an explanation. And now, they throw a flag, and it probably is on North Brunswick for fair catch interference. So they discuss it, and it will be Hillsborough ball 15 yards from the spot of the interference. I thought we were going to get a replay out of this. Okay, I must have missed it or something, but why don't we show the replay again of that fair catch that nobody actually saw? What happened there, Coach? I guess we got a frozen screen, but we'll try and get back to it. But anyway, by the way, the replays that you will see here, here it is again. So what happened here, Coach? Did they call fair catch?
Yep, and the ball barely went 10 yards. So it was an interference. That's right. They were kicking from the 40. The ball actually came down just about at the 50. You did call a fair catch. There was interference. Look, I told you a couple weeks ago, the guys and the team get you here to the playoffs. It's coaching and everything that's going on tonight. You're seeing different things from the teams that we're watching, different than we saw last week, different than we saw 2 weeks ago.
Well,
okay?
It looks like the foul is going to be just a spot foul and not moved from there. And, of course, with the North Brunswick faithful aren't too happy about it, but the replay did show a fair catch. And you have to allow room for the catch to happen. And, I mean, that was a very gutty play. While they continue to discuss, we'll tell you that Hillsborough Raider football is presented by Norman's Hallmark Shop, which has a refined assortment of our best-selling gifts for all your occasions, which can be found there. You can get same-day pickup and even curbside pickup for your convenience. Call 908-281-4020 or visit normanshallmark.com. Ms. Ware in the shotgun on 1st and 10. A handoff goes to the 49-yard line to Mishnard, brought down by Harrison. So a 3-yard pickup there.
Well, you can see North Brunswick's tightening up. They're running a 4-4, okay, with a single guy high, and their corners are up close. So it looks like almost looks like they got 10 in the box. They're looking to see if they can stop. They saw Mishnard score 7 touchdowns last week. They're well aware of it. Look at this defensive lineup. They're four yards off the ball.
Here's Mizuera throwing up the middle, and it's incomplete. That was one hopped. I believe that was Chris Volpe, Charlie Volpe rather, who was able to try and get it, but he could not, and it forces a 3rd and 7. So now if you're Hillsborough, what play do you call?
I'm coming back. I see that there was 2 guys in a one-on-one situation. Look at the cornerbacks for North Brunswick. They're about 5-6 yards off the ball, where they should be about 8. They're coming up tight, and they got their 2 tall receivers out there on the slots on the left. I'd say they're going to try to spring one of them.
3rd and 8. Here's Mizuera going to the left. Has a little time looking. He fires left, and that pass is caught at the 38-yard line. Nicely done by Amakwa. That's a 1st down. You move the 6.
As I said. They're going to try to exploit. Listen, their receivers for Hillsborough are very tall. They're big receivers, okay? And if you take a look, the North Brunswick secondary is not all that tall. So you got to have an advantage with that when you have those big stride, long-legged receivers and tight ends like we have here at Hillsborough.
Might be a big difference in the second half. So Hillsborough lines up. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line, I formation. Would not be surprised if they do a run here, but you never know. They pitch left to Amakwa, who has a hole, 35, and it'll be forced out of bounds and probably spot about the 33. So that's a 5-yard pickup. Mizuera, 2 of 5 for 19 yards so far. I mean, that's obviously not stats you'd like to have, but keep in mind in games like this, usually quarterbacks start slow, and then they heat up later.
Well, they're moving the ball. Look, they understood that they had challenges up front trying to run the ball inside. They took the ball outside for the first time, and Amakwa, rather, I think it was, got 5 yards. That's pretty good.
All right, on 2nd down, they go the other way. Right? And here is Amakwa crossing the 30, a little shy of a 1st down. Gets it to about the 29 before being stopped by Harrison, but it forces they're going to spot, I guess, the 30. So 3rd and 2.
Yard and a half to go here at 3rd down. But see where they're running, Tom. They're trying to get the ball outside, and they've had 2 successful plays in a row as opposed to getting punched in the nose up the middle before.
Oh, they're going to come on 3rd down. They give it to Mishnard, and this time I think he's got a 1st down. They're probably going to give him the 27. You can move the sticks. So 3 successful runs, and you can move the chains.
See, they've got to open up that North Brunswick front 4, okay, because they've been playing very tough in the middle, and they've been stingy up front in terms of getting anything inside the tackles, to get any ground gain for Hillsborough. So they got to get outside, then come punch back inside, and then get the ball up in the air, which is what I think they may try to do right now.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line, and now flags go down. And a false start, it looks like, against Hillsborough. I think somebody moved on the right-hand side. So 5-yard penalty there, and it makes it a 1st and 15. And those are the things you have to try and minimize on both sides, because one of those penalties could come back and be killers later on if you're not careful. So for Hillsborough, they have 1st and 15 now from the 32-yard line. They'll still line up that same I formation, Amakwa to back and the fullback being Missionered. Receiver on each side. Here's a roll left. Mizware, he finds Amakwa to the 20. He's going to beat everybody! Welcome to the end zone! Clearing the areas, Amakwa for 32 yards, and Hillsborough regains the lead again. How about that play, Coach?
Oh, great play. It's that, again, misdirection, getting on the outside, getting one-on-one situations with your athletes. They got a guy out there, probably nowhere near as big or fast as Amakwa trying to cover him one-on-one like that. So it's a little misdirection, a little slight roll, and he comes back across field, makes the play. They should be glue on that kid, number 2, because if he gets anywhere open in the open field, he's going to dance.
Well, Amakwa just glued himself as tied for the all-time touchdown scored, his 46th, here with 8:09 left here in the first half. For the extra point, the snap kick on its way, and that makes it 14-8 as Sam Meacham was able to pull through. Why don't we take a look at the replay, Coach, as to how Thomas Amakwa has tied the Hillsborough record for most touchdowns scored in a career.
Okay, here we go. We got him isolated one-on-one. There's nothing there. We got a misdirection there. He looks like he's going to go to the left. He comes back across field in the one-on-one, which is a wheel route. So this guy went down deep, took the safety with him. He wheeled out of the backfield, and Mizwera saw him, got the ball to him, nice and easy, no problem, and there's your 6.
And he outran Jerry Melius to get that tying touchdown for Hillsborough. He's in the history books there. By the way, a progress score to report to you, and it's pretty important. Kingsway in the second quarter leads Toms River North by a score of 7-6. The winner of that game plays the winner of the South Jersey Group 5 champion. Again, 7-6 Kingsway over Toms River North. That's in the second quarter in Toms River. We'll keep you posted on that. Meanwhile, we'll tell you that the replays are being presented by Pez Electric, of course, led by Vincent Pezza, who has become a polished, licensed, and accomplished professional contractor. He founded a company in 1990. Make sure you check them out, PezElectric.com, as we see this directional kick, which goes off a North Brunswick player. It's still loose, but it looks like North Brunswick falls on it. Zamir Dawood falls on about the 38-yard line. Again, Pez Electric, call 908-281-7399 or visit PezElectric.com. So a close call, Coach, there.
Very close call. That somehow that ball popped out of that pile and went backwards to the chagrin of Hillsborough, who pulled off a pretty nice onside kick. But North Brunswick was able to come up with the ball at the end of the day. So they got good field position again, and let's see what they do with the ball. Let's see how many tricks they got in the bag.
Well, they're at the 38-yard line, and there's still 8:04 till halftime, so lots of stuff yet to happen. All right, 1st and 10, they go 4 receiver, triple to right, back to the left. They send a man in motion here. Here's Garbolino back. He's going to roll left, and he'll pop it up and throw it almost to the stands. Ends up going incomplete. Forgot to mention, Coach, and I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier, Thomas Amakwa just became the all-time point-scoring winner for Hillsborough with his 280th, 46 touchdowns and 2 conversions. I think it was extra points. So Thomas Amakwa all by himself with 280 career total points for Hillsborough. That is a school record, so congratulations to him, along with tying Hillsborough's record for his 46 score, for his 46 touchdown. So now 2nd and 10, they'll triple to right again, same formation, but this time back to the left. Here's Garbolino. He'll hand this one. Oh, there's a hole, and gained about the 45, 46-yard line is Marquise Perry. So he picks up 8, and it forces a 3rd and 2. So you got to like what the offensive line is doing, Coach, there.
Well, basically they were trying to run zone right, but he saw the hole. He cut back and got positive yards on that. They're going to have to lock that down.
Pro set here on 3rd and 2 from the 46. Garbolino, now he's going to audibilize the play and go far side, making sure he's getting the right call from the coaching staff here. And now line up in the shotgun. 4 receivers evenly divided. Garbolino in the shotgun, back to the left. on a 3rd and 2. Takes a snap, no pressure. Now he's going to take off himself, and it looks like he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He loses a yard. What a job by Hillsborough's defense to wake up, and William Dixon was able to close the gap there.
Well, as I said before, they see that this kid's going to try to throw underneath, okay? It's going to be difficult for him to throw deep on Hillsborough, but they've been successful underneath. However, I said that those linebackers were going to have to start making some plays and locking it down for the short pass, and they sure did that, along with pressure from the D-line. And that's the adjustment that they had to make.
And they're going for it on 4th and 2 from their own 46. This is a big play in this game already. Garbaleo in the shotgun, 4 receivers, evenly divided. He calls his own number, and he's not going to make it! He's still short by 1.5 yards, and Hillsborough's defense comes through in a huge way as North Brunswick turns it over on downs.
Ill-advised call, but I think I understand the coach's philosophy there. Coach is going to say, look, you think you're going to punch us in the nose, we're going to fight back, we're going to punch you in the nose. Unfortunately, that was not the right call at the right time on the right part of the field.
And
they
Coach,
got a long way to go now.
I definitely agree with you there. I mean, it's only a 1-score game. I was actually a little surprised you go for it on your own territory because you have to worry about what if that ends up now being the turning point of this game.
Look at the field position that they've given Hillsborough, who they've shown that they can score from anywhere on the field. So I think they're going to open it up right now and get ready to get going.
They triple left in a 4-receiver set on 1st down. They give the missionary Scott Hull crossing the 40, and they'll get to about the 37. And we'll see where they spot it. It might be enough for a 1st down. Might just be a hair short, but we know he's got 9. No, they're going to give him 10. Move the chains. A 1st down for Hillsborough.
I'll tell you, one thing North Brunswick is doing is they're tackling well, but they're tackling low. And what we've got here is I think that Tyler's going to have to start running a little bit lower because these guys are getting him around the waist, spinning him around. He gets a little lower, digs that shoulder down. He's going to start pushing the defense back, and you won't be worried about whether he got the 1st down or not. He'll get it.
They're going to make sure that his knee is down this time. 1st and 10 from outside to 36. Mizwera back. He'll throw right. That is caught at about the 32-yard line. That's Donahue, I believe,
81.
who is able to get to about the 31, a 5-yard pickup. Like I said, look for Donahue to play a big role here in this game.
Yep, he's got the receivers, he's got the weapons, and he's got protection so far. We have not seen any pressure on Mizwera from the North Brunswick defensive line or any blitzes. So he's basically got time to think about what he's got to do out there and get the job done.
Jefferson with a stop here, 2nd and 5, as there's a turnaround handoff. There's Amakwa again. He'll break to the 25, still going inside the 20-yard line. Down to the 19, they're going to give him Aqua 12. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the edge of 1,000 yards now.
He probably is. But I'll tell you what he's on the edge of. He's on the edge of that defense, and that's what I said before. They've got to get outside. They've got to get the edge and take it. And so far, they are 4 for 4 on the edge.
Well, speaking of the edge, they're past the edge of the red zone, so it is 1st and 10 inside the 20 to the 19-yard line between split backs. Receiver reach a high snap, and now fumbled ball and recovered by North Brunswick. The play is blown dead. The recovery made by Jared Tynes, but an ill-advised snap and a broken play at the 23-yard line, and North Brunswick comes through with a huge turnover after turning it over on downs in their own territory. Huge sigh of relief. Let's take a look at the replay, Coach. There we go. Watch the high snap.
Very high snap. Quarterback tried to make the play. My philosophy, I would tell my quarterback, that happens and the back is already at your level or past you. Don't try to give him the ball. He's already expecting not to get it. Take it, follow him through the hole. So little mistakes like that, but that's football.
Well, sometimes maybe keeping him himself and then just securing it would work.
That's what
All right, somebody jumped on that 1st down from the 23, and I think it was early indications were Hillsborough because the far side was across the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 1st and 5 as the referee says neutral zone infraction against Hillsborough there. So it's a 5-yard penalty, and now Hillsborough's defense needs to amp it up again and be more disciplined. They need to step it up and kind of cover the offense.
Well, look how they've moved their linebackers up.
Well, here's a handoff, and here's a big run for a first down inside the 40, down to the 42-yard line. A very nice run on the part of Jamir Dawood. Picks up 14 on the play.
Well, it was a semi-trick play. It was supposed to be an end around with the extra handoff, but the kid that got the ball first kept the ball. So it misdirection and some interesting plays. Again, this is the playoffs. You're going to see things that you don't normally see during a regular season.
All right, 1st and 10. Here's Garbolino back in the pocket, fires in the middle, and it went off the back of the intended receiver, incomplete. That was for Marquise Perry. Now, Perry this year, he scored his 12th receiving touchdown on North Brunswick's first score. He came into the game 48 catches for 842 yards, of course, the 19-yard touchdown reception early in the second quarter. But for North Brunswick, I mean, that throw was a little bit low, and it was almost dangerously close to being intercepted. So now 2nd and 10 from the 42 is Garbolino's shotgun. Looks like 3 wide slot left here. He'll take the snap. He's going to roll a little bit left and then fire a screen. It is caught by then. Talk about good discipline. Matthew Amofa takes down Jamir Dawood for a short gain at the 48-yard line. That could have been a big play, but instead it's only a 6-yard gain.
It's the same play that they used to score before. They essentially had that guy delay, come underneath the linebacking core and try to get him the ball. He's got very fast, so if they can get him in open space, he's got lightning.
All right, 3rd and 4 from the 48.5. And this time they go 4 receivers. They evenly divide it this time.
Spread.
Garbolino will throw. It's a little high and incomplete off the edge of Perry. And it'll be 4th down. So you went for it in your own territory early in this quarter and it backfired. Do you have the intestinal fortitude to do it again?
Well, I'd kick it away. And notice what I said. They're going to try to throw underneath. They've been successful underneath. And I think they're going to have to continue to do that. But Hillsborough is going to have to, their linebackers are going to have to step up on some of these speedy slot receivers inside and keep them away from the ball.
All right, keep your eye on Perry in case of a fake here on 4th and 4. Good snap. He waits, and now he pops it up high. And, he'll take a North Brunswick bounce, and it'll go inside the 20 to about the 19. So Hillsborough will get the ball with 3:17 till halftime. And keep in mind, both teams have all 3 timeouts left. Really quick, we'll tell you that Hillsborough Raider football presented by Milan Rose Photography, the home of their studio, sports, schools, dance, gymnastics, and proof viewing. For more information on their services, you can contact them 908-369-9600. You can email them production@milanrose.com. Of course, you can visit their website, milanrose.com. Proud sponsor of Hillsborough Raider football. So Hillsborough right now with 1st and 10. Ball is at the 19-yard line. Mizwera trying to atone for the mistake in the last drive. This time he's going to roll left. Waiting, firing, and caught. Nicely done by Donahue that time. No, it's incomplete. He never had it. Ball touched the ground, so it is 2nd and 10. VAR official immediately ruled it incomplete. So, I mean, that was a well-designed play, but Donahue just was not able to hold it.
There was nobody open. He was the last look. They got these guys locked up, and Dixon hasn't been able to shake free either. So they're going to have to start mixing up some of these pass routes because these guys are glued to the Hillsborough receivers. Fortunately, that's why they came against the other side of the field last time to give Amakwa the opportunity to get the ball one-on-one. That's what they have to get. One-on-one.
2nd and 10. They're going to hand this off and rushing to about the 22-yard line. I think it was Tyler Mishner that time. He was able to get about 2. So it forces a 3rd and 8. Mizwera so far, 4 of 8 for 56 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown pass to Amakwa, his 20th touchdown throw of the year. So good job by Mizwera there.
We got a 3rd and 6. We look like we got wow. Let me see this formation. Okay, they're going trips left. Trips left with that tight end on the seam route. And I'm telling you, they're going to try to shake him loose at some point in this game.
On 3rd and 6 from the 23, here's Mizwera back to pass.
Throws
up the middle, and it is, I believe, caught.
Right in the middle of the field.
Yes, it is, and it is a 1st down. Charlie Volpe with that third down conversion. A gain of 14, and that's another big play for Hillsborough this time as they move the chains as we're down coming up on 2:10 till halftime. Once again, if you look at the southwest part of your screen, both teams have all 3 timeouts. Let's see what Mizwera does. 1st and 10. High snap, but this time Mishner was able to at least hold the ball and push his way to about the 41, so a 3-yard pickup. So it'll be second. You're going to give him 3. Second and actually 2, rather. Sorry. Second and probably a long 7. Ball right outside the 41-yard line. Now Hillsborough's milking the clock. Keep in mind, Hillsborough gets the ball to start the second half. So if they score here, that's going to be incredible for them. All right. So 4 receivers set, triple left, back goes Mizwera. He throws right. It is caught by Volpe. 45, 40 of North Brunswick, and maybe the 38. They'll give him the 39. Another 20 yards, and Mizwera is starting to warm up, Coach.
What he's doing is he's taking his coach's advice, and he's going away from the big star names who are being locked up and double covered, and he's been able to get this kid open twice in a row in a one-on-one.
Same 4 receivers set, tripling to left on 1st and 10. Mizwera back, and he might run this one. No, he throws left, but it's a little bit wide, and the pass is incomplete.
It'd have been better off to keep the ball and just take off to the sideline. So, again, take a look at what's going on out here. The guys that caught the ball here twice, number 12, he's not their typical receiver. This is what they have to do. When they take one thing away, they give up something else. You got to, as a coach, you got to find out what they're giving you. He found out that they were giving him number 12. 2 positive completions. All right, we're at 2nd and 10 right now, and I don't doubt that they're going to try to get the ball back up in the air again, unless they get a pitch out to Amakwa like before and let his feet go.
2nd and 10 from the 39.
There it is.
And there's your call, Coach. Amakwa will go down to the 36. Now, let's see if somebody calls a timeout here. I think so, but the question is who?
I would have gone outside. I think Thomas cut that one up a little too soon. He's got to trust his feet. He's so fast that if he had gotten that edge, he'd have been able to get upfield, and I'm guarantee he would have got about 15 to 18 yards on that.
Hillsborough does use their first time out of the half with 56 seconds till halftime. We remind you that this game is presented by A&B Landscaping, a locally and family-owned landscaping company here in the Hillsborough area. They've been around since 2009 with a team that specializes in landscape management and exterior design services. Trust their professionals to handle any landscaping or hardscaping project. Keep in mind, no job is too large or too small for them. And receive yourself a free design consultation and a free quote when you contact us at 908-240-8784. You can also check out A&B Landscaping online at ablandscapingnj.com, a proud sponsor of Hillsborough Raiders football. So, right now, your Coach Carty, you have 3rd and about 8 from about the 37. What's your call?
You got 2 plays. You got to get the ball downfield, out of bounds. So I expect that he's going to try to look. He's going to come back out here. This kid over here on defense is locking him up now. He's not 8 yards off the ball. They got to get completions and they got to get out of bounds to preserve some clock. They still have 2 timeouts left.
Here's a pitch out to Amakwa, who has the corner 35 and is thrown down at about the 34. Good job by the North Brunswick defense containing him. He got out of bounds on top of that. So that stops the clock with 48 seconds till halftime. And North Brunswick has all 3 of their timeouts. This is going to be an interesting call here.
Yep, 4th and 4. And look, they've shown that they can move the ball. They're telling you, we're coming straight at you. We're not punting. We're not kicking field goals. We're coming at you.
I'm actually a little bit surprised. I think field position the last 48 seconds, you want North Brunswick to have as long of a field as possible to travel with all 3 of their timeouts.
A punt will go in the end zone, and they're going to come right back out to the 25 or 30 anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
But a short punt may not be a bad idea here. Let's see what they do. 4th and 4 from the 33. They're going to go for it. Mizwera, he then takes off to the 30, and he may have it. He may have a first down to 28.
All timeout. Of course he's got a first down. Good move there, James.
That is the 3rd time this half that Mizwera has made a 4th down conversion with his legs.
You got your weapons? Use the weapons, because
And Hillsborough uses their second timeout of the half. Coach, give me a little breather here as to what you think Hillsborough should do in the final 41 seconds.
Score.
Well, besides that.
These guys are pushing the field right. They're doing everything right. They're calling the right plays. If you notice, Amakwa's play was straight to the sideline. Get as much yardage as you can. Get out of bounds. This play right here, same thing. He picked up the first down. Look, they got a lot of weapons. They're going to use them. This is the greatness about having a deep team with a lot of talent, okay? So right now, I say we're going to push this up and get down a little deeper and down into the red zone. They're still in the green zone right now. I'd say they can run off another 3 or 4 plays if they just snap 2. They've been up tempo, no huddle for the most part. Coach is probably giving them 2 or 3 plays right now so they don't have to take any more time. And they still have another timeout.
Well, here's the big question, Coach. When do you take that shot?
It all has to do with this play. If they wind up with a 2nd and 3 or 4, they take the shot, because then the 3rd down, 4th down, you got 2 downs to make 3 yards. So let's see what this play brings. I would expect that they're going to try to throw underneath or get Thomas Amakwa out again on the edge.
Well, let's see what they do. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Mizuera play fakes. He has some time. Now he's going to roll right. Let's see what he does. He's looking. And the pass, he wanted to take his shot, but it was knocked down beautifully by Jamir Dawood, incomplete. So they tried to take their shot, but Dawood said no.
Now, total broken play. That play was supposed to go back to the left. James was not able to see it because the rush put the pressure on him. If you notice, Amakwa was there, Dixon was there, and there were 3 blockers going like this. They were supposed to get that ball backside, and it didn't happen because the defense basically screened Mizuera from being able to see that backside receiver, which would have been Thomas Amakwa.
So now 2nd and 10, and keep in mind, let's see how close they can get. If they can't get a touchdown, how close can they get for Sam Meacham to try a field goal and make it a 2-score game at the break? That's another thing to think about. A receiver on each side, between split backs, is Mizuera in the shotgun. He'll take it. He looks, has some room. He's going to take a shot! And it is incomplete. They went for Donahue. He got a little tangled up there, but it was incidental contact.
Ball was behind him on that one. That Mizuera had a nice opportunity. I think he should have get the ball out in front of him a little bit more. The defender actually made a very good recovery. All right, and maybe the receiver could have broken off the route just a little bit to get that middle, because there's nobody back there. They only got one deep, and the middle is going to be wide open. It's like an underbelly, and James is going to have to see that and kind of let that play develop a little bit. The receiver's got to help him, because that would have been a big play and probably a score.
Well, they're going to try it again, this time 3 wide slot right and back to the left on 3rd and 10 from the North Brunswick 28. Mizuera takes, looking, going to take another shot. He's got Amakwa. Did he get it?
Yes. That is a complete.
He did, yes indeed. At the 10-yard line for a gain of 18, Thomas Twinkle Toes Amakwa with an 18-yard scamper back into the red zone. Hillsborough has a shot, 1st and goal from the 10.
And there's still 22 seconds.
And 1 timeout.
They got plenty of time to do pretty much what they want to here. Right here, to me, from a coach's perspective, this is draw territory. Territory.
Actually, hold on. North Brunswick's using one of their timeouts. Go ahead, Coach.
This is draw territory for me, because, the defense doesn't know whether you're going to run or throw. So if you can bring them in, make them come at you, drop the ball in the fullback or the tailback's position. I'd put the tailback in motion, keep the fullback there looking like a blocker, drop back and put it in his belly, because we've seen number 44. He's tough to bring down. And at 10 yards between him and the end zone, I think he's going to see pay dirt and fire in his eyes. But, that's what I would do as a coach. I'm not going to second-guess Hillsborough's coach. They're obviously doing a great job. They know the defense, and they know their weapons, and they got a lot of them.
And so far from Mizuera, only 7 of 14, but 109 yards, and, of course, that 1 touchdown to Amakwa from 32 yards here in the second quarter. It has really been quite a back-and-forth game so far, especially in the first half. And these final 22 seconds will tell us a lot as to how the second half will go. So my apologies there for the accidental sound. But anyway, 1st and goal from the 10 4 receivers set here, evenly divided. And now whistle blows. And is North Brunswick allowed to use consecutive timeouts?
They can use they're theirs. They can use them anytime they want. What they did was they wanted to come out and they wanted to see what kind of an offensive set Hillsborough was going to come out in. And it was worthwhile for them to use up their timeout because it tends to disrupt the rhythm of the offense who's ready to go, okay? And now they got to sit around for another minute.
And I find it interesting. We'll take a moment and tell you that Catered Affair is one of the big sponsors of Hillsborough High School football, which offers a full line of custom catering designs. They also operate a gourmet deli cafe, offering a huge line of our famous homemade salads, soups, sandwiches, subs, and grilled delights. Say that 3 times fast. Catered Affair with their professional staff and family will invite you to stop by, call, or email to discuss every detail to make your next Catered Affair a memorable one. Give them a call, 908-874-7790. You can also go to cateredaffair.net, a proud sponsor of Hillsborough Raider football. So first and goal from the 10. They spread it out. Mizwera back. Gonna take a shot.
Touchdown.
And he's on it! Amakwa will get to the end zone! The new touchdown champion of Hillsborough High School is Thomas Amakwa on his second touchdown reception with 16 seconds left.
Great play underneath. If you look at, we can get a replay on that.
We will
Howard's
after
gonna
the
get
extra
that up
point.
After the extra point, but that was well played. He come up underneath, right underneath the linebacker. Guy couldn't do anything except basically foul him, which would have been put him on a 1-yard line. And James delivered the ball. Good spot, good shot.
And Mizwera 2 touchdown passes. Amakwa's got them both. Meacham with the extra point makes it 21-8 Hillsborough. And what a blow they just gave North Brunswick prior to the half.
Yep.
And let's show you that blow to Amakwa. What a great throw by Mizwera. Tell us what happened.
Okay. All right, here we are. Let's see where he is now. See? In the slot. Okay, he pushes outside, comes up underneath. All right, the defender can do nothing about this other than foul him. Ball is low. It's well placed by James. There's no way that's not a score. Great play, great move.
And it's almost like the touchdown that North Brunswick scored with Perry. I mean, perfectly timed. And with that, Hillsborough with a 2-score lead at 21-8. And if you're North Brunswick, you're down to 1 timeout. And the worst case scenario now has happened as Hillsborough's getting the ball to start the second half. I mean, that's another thing you have to think about, and that's going to put a ton of pressure on Mike Sipo and his crew. So, Coach, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I don't think we're going to get another onside kick. But then again, I'm not too old to be wrong, but they've done it too many times already. Well, here they go.
It's a directional, and it's going to go out of bounds
Basically,
anyway.
they just want to get the ball out of bounds. 16 seconds left on the clock, and they're going to play it loose. They don't want to nobody get behind the defense. That's their goal right now.
Well, some fans you may have heard in the background said that the gentleman touched it, but it wasn't secured. So that's why it goes out of bounds, and I believe North Brunswick will start at 35, and they have 1 timeout, so they could get a deep ball down, and you just don't know what could happen. I mean, they could also take a knee, and it'll be halftime. So it's either one way or the other. So we don't know what they're going to be up to. But Coach, what do you think they'll do here?
Right now, the last thing North Brunswick could do right now is to make a mistake. So if it were me, take the knee, get out of here, round it up, rethink a couple of things, and come out strong in the second half.
Well, the way they're lining up, Coach, I don't think they're taking a knee. They're going empty gun here. They might go Hail Mary a little bit early, but you never know.
Well,
they're going to try and find a defensive penalty if at all possible. But for quarterback Frankie Garbolino, we'll try to get his stats up if possible. We know he has the touchdown pass. There it is, 5 of 14 for 49 yards, and that touchdown to Perry from 19 yards out. The last thing that North Brunswick can do, as you mentioned, Coach, is make a mistake going into the first half. You don't want Ryan Leaf to Jeremiah Trotter at this point.
Exactly.
So 1st and 10 from the 35 following the kickoff going out of bounds. And by the way, the delay was to put 2 seconds back on the clock. So it is 16 seconds till halftime and 1 timeout for North Brunswick.
Well, these guys are playing not as loose as I would have expected.
Well, let's see what happens with Garbolino. He'll take the snap. He's under a rush, looking. He'll fire up the middle, and it's intercepted! Intercepted!
Like I said, not a good place to make that mistake.
Ryan Testano slid for the interception with 10 seconds left, and now Hillsborough's got a shot to go deep.
Like I said, you don't want to make a mistake right now because you know what? Hillsborough's got nothing to lose except to go downtown. Nothing.
And Garbolino just threw his 10th interception of the year, and this could be the most costly one because now Hillsborough's at their own 44-yard line, and they have a timeout. So we don't know how strong Sam Meacham's leg is, but if he can get down to about the 25-yard line, it's worth taking a shot.
Well, let's look who's on the field for Hillsborough right now. Okay? Let's take a look who's on the field. Again, we got another one-on-one with number 12 out here.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Hillsborough might be using their last timeout right here, and they will. So 10 seconds till halftime. What do you think the coach is going to be talking about with Mizwera?
I think he's going to tell him take a knee.
Boy, that seems to be the theme for the last 5 minutes.
You don't want to trade mistakes because North Brunswick's going to be playing. They're going to be playing. Oh, they'll practically be in Hoboken with their safeties right there. They're going to sit way back because they don't want anybody getting behind them either because look at the speed that Hillsborough has, okay? You can't let them get behind you. 10 seconds, you can run the entire course of the field in 10 seconds. These kids, that's how fast they are. So if I was coach, I'd say, we're getting the ball in the second half. Take a knee. Let's get out of here. Let's regroup and think about what we're going to do coming out in the second half.
And that's exactly what I'm thinking. At a maximum, 2 knees. Just in case there is a misexchange in the snap, North Brunswick does have a timeout in their pocket. They don't go over to the second half. But let's see what Mizwera does. They're going to take a shot on 1st and 10.
They are taking a shot.
He's going to roll left, and he's going to go down. And North Brunswick will not call a timeout, and time has run out for the first half. Coach, describe this first half.
Well, describe this first half. It doesn't feel like 21-8, okay, because there's been a lot of exciting play on both sides of the ball. What it was the first quarter we had a short score, and we had a settling down period, okay? Both teams tried to punch the middle. Didn't work very well. Both teams then got outside, okay, and that seemed to work and open things up, spread the defense out a little bit. The short passing game for North Brunswick was very effective for a while. He's having trouble getting the ball downfield. Hillsborough, on the other hand, okay, again, has so many weapons that once they couldn't get to their normal big guys, they started coming down to some of the other receivers, making big plays, moving the ball downfield. And look, this Hillsborough, we expect them to have 3 or 4 touchdowns in the first half. That's how they've been playing, and I don't think they're out of rhythm at all, Tom. I think it's going to be an exciting second half, but, it could be a roll-up too.
Well, we'll see how things go. But our halftime score once again in the Battle of the Raiders, the Central Jersey Group 5 final, it's Hillsborough 21 and North Brunswick 8. Let's take a moment and let us thank all the sponsors that have been big for our Hillsborough High School football team this year, but we'll do so after we have the cheerleaders.
When you want reliable work, trust family-owned A&B Landscaping to make your property look its best. With over 25 years of experience, our design team will help create an oasis in your backyard with landscaping, hardscaping, retaining walls, and more. Our commercial customers rely on us for landscaping and maintenance too. So no matter what type of property, we can handle it. We're the company you can trust, so give us a call today.
Get ready for Countdown to Christmas, only on Hallmark Channel.
I'm going to bed.
57. Christmas makes me believe in love.
When you want reliable work, Trust family-owned A&B Landscaping to make your property look its best. With over 25 years of experience, our design team will help create an oasis in your backyard with landscaping, hardscaping, retaining walls, and more. Our commercial customers rely on us for landscaping and maintenance too. So no matter what type of property, we can handle it. We're the company you can trust, so give us a call today.
Get ready for Countdown to Christmas, only on Hallmark Channel.
I'm going to bed.
Christmas makes me believe in love.
Okay, we are back here at David Noonan Field, Hillsborough High School in Hillsborough, New Jersey. The battle between routes 130 and 206. They do converge in Bordentown, but they eventually split off. 206 goes through Hillsborough, 130 ends in North Brunswick. Tonight, we're in 206 North, and at halftime, as we're about to start the second half of play, Hillsborough leads North Brunswick 21-8. In the Battle of the Raiders. Don't use hashtag Raider Nation because Las Vegas would not really be too happy. Just to recap, it was James Mizwera who rushed for a touchdown the first quarter and also threw 2 touchdown passes to Thomas Amakwa, the Rutgers commit person, and that was their 3 scores. The lone score for North Brunswick, a touchdown pass from Frankie Garbolino to Marquise Perry for 19 yards out. At one point, North Brunswick led by a score of 8-7. But I think really, and right now you're looking at a very interesting second half. Coach, what are the keys to it for both teams?
Oh, boy, the keys right now. Hillsborough's defense is the key right now. North Brunswick, again, has a lot of speed. They've done some regrouping inside. They look like they're pretty pumped up, as any high school kids would be in a game like this. So my thoughts here are if Hillsborough can take this first possession and get a sustained long drive by run, pass, chop up some yards, maybe get a score, it really puts the clock in their favor, score or not, if they can churn up a lot of yards and take off a lot of time on the clock here in the third quarter. This first possession is going to be very, very interesting. It could tell a lot about the rest of the second half, Tom.
Well, we're going to find out as Hillsborough will get the ball to begin the second half. Keep in mind, they're looking for their first sectional title in 21 years. This is actually their 5th sectional championship game. They're 2-2. They last won in 2000. North Brunswick in their 3rd, as they will do a directional kick, and another fair catch is called and snagged by Jack O'Donnell, the junior, at about the 45-yard line. And I was a little surprised that North Brunswick wanted to pull off that approach to begin the second half.
Again, I don't like to second-guess coaches, but that's just not the way you do something. You're down 2 touchdowns with a team that's on fire offensively. You kick the ball down, so even if they kick it to Amakwa, he's still got to run 45, 50 yards to catch up to where they are right now. So they got a freebie. This is like a get-out-of-jail card free, starting on your own 40-yard line.
So Hillsborough begin from their own 45, 1st and 10 with an I formation. And Mizwera, a near bad pitch, but Amakwa grabs it, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe another yard or 2. They're going to get maybe a yard at most. They'll say the 46-yard line, 2nd and 9 coming up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, they're testing the outside. They know that's where they had some success last time. Again, it's got to keep the defense on its heels and not only misdirection, but sort of confuse them, give them stuff that they haven't seen, run different plays out of same formations, try to churn up some yards. That's the key to this drive.
It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 46-yard line. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, Mizwera, 8 of 15, 119 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. He'll take the snap. This is his first pass attempt of the second half, and he'll throw left. And the pass is caught at the 45-yard line of North Brunswick.
That's going to be a first down.
Yeah, it should be because it's right at the sticks, and they will move those chains, I believe, unless the knee came down ahead of time.
Now you see what I mean, Tom, about that, how they're mixing it up. They're taking a run outside. They come back inside. They go outside with the throw. They're running safe plays, but plays that are getting up the yards. So, in one shot, 10, 11 yards, come back on first down, punch the ball up again, get another 2 or 3, get a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7, and that's what you do, ball control. About
a yard short. They're going to give it to Mishner. He's got a first down easy. He'll get to the 44-yard line. Now, you might notice, too, another senior in the game, and I think Coach Carty is trying to get the seniors in because this could be the last time on their home field. They have Samir Guzman, the senior wide receiver. He lined up to the right on the last play, and you can see him standing near the midfield stripe where the giant H is on your screen.
I'm telling you, unlike some teams that put 60 guys in uniform, these guys got a whole lot of athletes, a lot of good football players here, and a lot of weapons. And when the defense hasn't seen, or the other team hasn't seen some of those weapons, they're hard-pressed to even cover them.
And this is a keeper for Mizwera, who has a hole. He'll get across the 30 down to the 26. another 18 yards from Mizwera, who has been able to use his legs on a bunch of occasions. And that means first down for Hillsborough as they continue to move the sticks on their opening play of the second half. And I tell you, if this score holds, you're probably going to look at your most valuable player as Mizwera. But now on first down, another keeper. This time not as much, but he spins out of a tackle. He'll get to about the 21, and that's about it.
So remember what I said earlier, Tom. Do the unexpected. We haven't seen James run the ball in the last several games. Now he's taken it upon himself. He's got 2 critical first downs down in the red zone, and he's pushed the ball up for 2 first down and another 5 yards here. So this is using your weapons and doing what is not expected by the defense.
It's a gain of 4 from Mizwera, who's basically been the third weapon on the ground besides Mitchnerd and Amakwa. The seniors looking to put a stamp on this. 2nd and 6 from the 22. He'll take the snap. Mizwera throws right, and it's caught. Taking about the 20, and it's Dixon inside a 10 and a 5. A 17-yarder and a late flag goes down. That could be on North Brunswick half the distance. It's going to be 1st and goal, but we'll see what exactly this is all about.
I see this first drive is so critical, okay? They score here. It's really a punch in the nose to North Brunswick. And they're on a roll right now. They're mixing it up. They're going to both sides of the field. They're going inside, outside, downtown. Very good mix-up of plays.
Well, how about
let's see what this is called. This is
called
it's
going to be on Hillsborough.
Against Hillsborough.
So they're going to move it. They're going to move it back from where the penalty is, and I think it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Oh, they called it an illegal block in the back, and it was spotted at the 10. It is a first down for Hillsborough, but it will be at the 20-yard line, so just outside the edge of the red zone. That's a big call here, because if North Brunswick is able to hold them, they could get back in this game. But we'll have to wait and see. Now let's see how Hillsborough lines up. They got Amakwa and Dixon on the left. They have Volpe on the right, 3 wide slot left, Dixon in the slot, back to the right, 1st and 10. And it's Mizwera. He'll take it again. He'll cross the 10, inside the 10, down to the 5. There's your leading rusher.
There's mixing it up, okay? When they take the other guys away from you, look, it took them all 3 quarters to get Spring Dixon free. He makes a big play, okay? You can't go to the well. So if they're checking on Thomas, they're checking on Dixon, they're checking on Tyler, and so Miz has to take the ball, and he's picking it up. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's playing quarterback.
Mitchner checks out of the game. It's 1st and goal from the 5. They have Sal Volpe in at fullback, Amakwa, the tailback, Dixon to the right as the lone receiver. Let's see what they do. They hand it to Amakwa. He tried to spring, and he got in! Welcome to the end zone! The hat trick! Clearing the area, Thomas Amakwa. His 3rd touchdown, his 1st on the ground. Hillsborough extends their lead. Oh, what a huge opening drive for Hillsborough to begin the second half.
As I said, they're going to come out hard. They sure did, and took the ball right downfield and took up almost a little less than half of the third quarter. They will go with the extra point. And for Meacham, he will try yet again with the extra point. Ryan Tostano will hold it. He's made all 3 so far. He's looking for his 4th. The snap, the kick. He's 4 for 4, and it's 28-8. Not necessarily a scoregami, but Hillsborough by 20. Let's take a look at a replay as to how Amakwa got his rushing touchdown to extend the lead. Okay, look at the formation. It's a tight jumbo formation. Big fullback up in here. Okay, now look what happens. They split. A double team inside. Zone blocking. Boom.
And he broke the tackle of William Wilson, who nearly had a hold of him, but he was a half a second too late. So what a job by Hillsborough to extend their lead to 20 as they have 20 minutes and 12 seconds of football left to gain their first sectional title in 21 years, and that will go a long way for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind of drive you want to come out with. That's championship caliber drive.
Well, let's also not forget to, and I'll go back to it in a second, but those of you watching on the HSG network, please feel free to subscribe here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We got plenty of stuff. Of course, we have the other Hillsborough games on there if you want to check them out. Of course, HSG network on YouTube. A lot of things coming, especially in 2022, so make sure you check us out. Subscribe to us on YouTube. The kickoff didn't count. It was blown dead. There was a flag down. No, it's going to be a offside against Hillsborough on the kickoff, so they're going to back it up to the 35-yard line. So, again, subscribe to us on HSG Network and check us out. We would like to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this night. Hey, after all, we have a complete sellout here at Hillsborough High School tonight with Hillsborough and North Brunswick fans alike. So why don't you help subscribe us and get to 1,000 with the HSG Network. I'm sorry, Coach.
That's okay. No. Again, the questionable call with that short onside kick nonsense that North Brunswick did. North Brunswick did not do anything, make any mistakes on defense. They just got overpowered. But when you continually give somebody that kind of field to play with, okay, it's a wide open game at that point. You're giving them a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things that they can't do down inside their own 20. Now, see what Hillsborough, they were kicking short early. Now they go downtown to try to take it all the way.
And here taking it down to about the 30. Look at this, to the 40. North Brunswick trying to get back in it, and that is Jaden Myers going to about the 46-yard line. Good return by Myers as North Brunswick will have 1st and 10 from their own 46. I don't suspect there's going to be much running from a very heavy passing team, which pretty much going to be all passing at this point, down 3 scores.
Well, they've had problems throwing the ball downfield over 15 or 20 yards. Their success has come underneath getting the ball in the hands of their fast athletes. Let's see what they open up with here.
Well, Garbolino, 5 of 14 for 49 yards, a touchdown and interception to end the half. Here's they're changing the quarterback. They're changing it up. There's a flag down and another flag as Marquise Perry on the Wildcat gets all the way to Hillsborough 38-yard line, but there are flags all over the place. Probably going to be a hold on North Brunswick. We may have offsetting fouls. But let's see what the officials talk.
Garbolino came out here and played left end. He was playing wide receiver on the left-hand side. So people got to keep their eyes open and see what's going on out there. So I think we're going to get a holding penalty against North Brunswick right now. They have not run the Wildcat yet tonight, and unfortunately this time it didn't go the way they wanted. So it was a good play, a good run. But anybody who sees the quarterback sitting out here as a wide receiver, you got to suspect what's coming.
Well, it was definitely holding on North Brunswick, and it was during that Wildcat run. Again, in high school football, it's 10 yards from the spot of the infraction. So it's not necessarily 1st and 20. It could be 1st and a bunch.
Well, right
and
now
this time
it's 1st and 20, right?
1st and 21.
21.
From the 34-yard line. So that is where North Brunswick will begin. They cannot make those mistakes because holding penalties destroy drives, and they do it quick.
Mm-hmm. That could have sparked them a little bit right there. That was a great play.
4 receivers set. Garbolino back, and this time he's going to throw to Perry. Perry breaks out of a tackle, breaks out of another one. Oh, a good tackle at about the 39-yard line. So good play by Mishner to bring him down. Ends up being a 5-yard pickup, but still 2nd and 16. And North Brunswick knows they are running out of time, and they cannot fool around here. So you're going to see basically all up-tempo. You can't get 20 points on one play.
No.
And now they're going to switch to a triple on the right, 4 receiver set. 2nd and 16, Garbolino back, running, firing. They go that same play, and talk about it being destroyed. And now a flag goes down. It could be too high of a hit.
I don't know about that. They didn't target, and it might have been a high hit. But, again, remember what I said before, you can't go to the well that many times because those linebackers now were in a position to cover the underneath passes. Notice how they were closer to the line of scrimmage than they had previously been. They were playing off about 6 yards. This time they were about 4.5 yards, which takes away that underneath route just there. It got blown up.
It was Jaden Myers who caught it, and Leo Shiro delivered the wood and a few other pieces of lumber but it may have been too hard as the officials might be discussing a possible personal foul. We do not have any indication yet, but we do know a flag came at the end of the hard hit, so we are thinking that's what it is, but the officials had the final say. We're going to have a replay on that.
I think they're going to pick up the flag, tell you the truth. I saw no infraction there, not on the hit because there were multiple hits.
Let's take a look
at it again. Okay, so here he is. They're playing tighter. He throws underneath, and boom, okay?
That was a very...
There could have been. The flag came from all the way across
Disregard
the
the flag.
I told you they were going to pick it up, right?
And North Brunswick isn't going to be happy about it, but upon discussion, that wasn't helmet to helmet. I think the far side official thought it was, but upon further review, and now another flag goes flying about 50
That's
feet
against
in
the
the
bench.
air.
That's against the bench. The coach is on the field.
And it's raining.
They're going to assess 2 penalties on these guys.
They
can't do
could,
that.
and Hills. Now
No.
this could be
Those
a
are
sideline
flags.
warning.
Those are flags, not warning. The coach came on the field and interrupted the ref. That's a flag.
I'm not exactly sure what the rules are, so they'll discuss. But Hillsborough's defense is telling this sellout crowd to get hype. North Brunswick cannot believe what has happened, but like I said, the replay on that a hard hit. I mean, obviously they're going to disagree, but, I mean, you've got to make sure those calls are correct. And as much as you want to try and get things to your advantage, sometimes it just doesn't work, and that is a critical call. And remember, this is a 3rd down, and that play, by the way, lost them 4 yards. Now, we do not know if there is a personal foul. This might just be sideline warning, so the officials are still discussing.
Well, they threw 2 flags on that same play.
So
Look,
now,
I told you they were going to pick up the first flag, and that incited the coach. And if they gets 2 flags on him, he's gone.
I remember Jimmy Johnson in 1991 nearly losing his mind at Giants Stadium when a couple calls went against him in the first half, and he just went completely ballistic. The officials are still discussing. Now, there were 2 flags thrown like maybe 50 feet in the air. I don't think it interrupted Newark air traffic, but whatever the case is, they're still discussing what it could possibly be. So just hang on 1 second. Because, I mean, it's also possible. There is the slight possibility there could be a sideline ejection, but again, we don't know. Now, the officials have broken the huddle.
Settled everything down. They're
Yeah,
just trying to settle
they
them down.
have to make sure they gain control of this game. We know it's unsportsmanlike against North Brunswick. So that is going to back it up 15 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and quite a long way. 3rd and 35. Even Marquise Perry, he's trying to incite the crowd saying we disagree. The North Brunswick side doesn't like it, but
I told you we're going to assess 2 penalties on him, and that's more than 15 yards.
Well, the down does count. So it's now up. It is an after the play on sportsmanlike conduct, and it's
That's a dead ball foul.
3rd and 34. Now, don't make a bad defensive penalty here. Here's Garbolino back on 3rd and incredibly long. He's looking, he's firing short, and sliding down, making the catch is Jerry Melius for a short gain down to about the 32, 33-yard line. But North Brunswick look like they're going to be forced to punt.
Well, it's 4th and forget about it right now, so they're definitely going to punt.
Oh, they're going to rule it incomplete. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I thought that it looked like he slid and made the catch, but it looked like the ball dropped in front of him and we were just dislodged from view.
This is not good for North Brunswick. They're punting from deep in their end zone. We have not seen much in the way of kicking game tonight, punt-wise or anything else from North Brunswick. So this could spell another problem for them.
And here's a very high snap. Oh, my goodness. That is a highlight reel play.
Great play.
As Perry was able to take it on one hand and punt it to the 40-yard line. Now, that's some athleticism, and that's seriously some hands by Perry, I got to tell you.
That's field awareness, and he knew what he was doing. It was a great play.
If that got by him, that could have been 35-8, and we could have been the curse of the running clock again.
Pretty much. It would have been disaster. But look what we got here. We have Hillsborough on the opponent's 40-yard line with great field position, with momentum, okay? and they're mixing it up.
And if you don't count the final play of the first half, Hillsborough has scored, I believe, in their last 3 possessions. You can't count the final play of the first half where Mizwera got sacked, but at this point, this could be put-away time. There's 6:28 left in the third, and there's still a whole fourth quarter left. Let's see what Hillsborough does on 1st and 10. They're going to go 4 receivers, I believe, and now timeout North Brunswick. So right now, at this point, Coach Mike Sapo, who's had an incredible run in 5 years with the North Brunswick Raiders, he's trying to make sure he's getting his team back and being composed. There's still a lot of football to go, Coach, and you never know. One play can turn this thing right back around in their favor.
It's football. Anything can happen, Tom. Anything can happen. We don't expect that it's going to because this is a well-controlled game. The referees actually are doing a good job tonight, keeping things under control. That could have been a real mess over there before. They got everything settled down. I watched them on the screen here, and the cooler heads will prevail. And,
It's 38 degrees, so they better prevail.
Yep. Well, let's see what we're going to get here from Hillsborough. I think they're going for the end zone. They're trying to score again.
I think they want to go with the dagger right here.
Oh yeah.
But remember, North Brunswick, in their 2 wins in the playoffs, they've scored 39 and 34 points respectively. They are capable, so don't count them out just yet. But they're going to need to make a stop of the season in order to stay in this game. 1st and 10, and now they're going to go empty gun here with Mizwera, who's back. He's under pressure. He's going to spin out of a tackle. He might go. He throws. It is caught, and it's Donahue inside the 30, down to the 27. Another first down, a gain of 14.
You see how composed they are, even under pressure. Hillsborough has got a lot of confidence right now. They're composed even when they're being pressed, and I don't see them. I don't see them taking their foot off the pedal.
It's a gain of 13, so 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Mizwera with a back, and they're going to run this one. Mishner with a flag down gets to the 20. That might be a hold.
Yeah.
We'll see what the officials say on this one.
From where that flag was, it's a hold.
Yeah, usually when it's from basically throwing the offensive line, that's a hold. So it backs about 10 yards, again, from the spot of the infraction, and they'll repeat first down that way. Now, I think the only thing left for Hillsborough is to see if Amakwa and Mishner can both eclipse 1,000 rushing yards for the season. They could do it in the same game. There hasn't been much running room for them. It's been the Mizwera show pretty much. I'm pretty sure that Mizwera is the leading rusher for this team today.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, though, when they take one thing away, they give up something else. And I don't think we haven't seen Mizwera run very much in the last several games. But tonight he's lighting it up because, you know what, they're trying to lock down the other guys. So he's saying, hey, I'll get it done.
All right, 3 wide slot left, 1st and 20 from the 38-yard line. Mizwera with a high snap, but he keeps it himself, and they'll get to about the 30, maybe the 29, so he got most of the penalty yardage back with a gain of 9. Besides the fact he's 11 of 18 for 152 yards and 2 scores, you got to see what his rushing totals are.
I would like to find that out.
Again, these are unofficial. We're getting them whichever way they can, then we'll contabulate when it's all said and done. So it'll be 2nd and 12. They're going to give him the 30-yard line. And now, as the clock runs down to 5 minutes left here in the third, they're going to be sending Charlie Volpe to the left, Donahue to the left as well, and Mishnerd, the back to the left of Mizwera, on 2nd and 12. From the 30, he'll take the snap, looks, he gets around one tackle, then he throws. Nice grab by Donahue, and he pushes his way inside the 20, down to the 16, maybe the 15.
First down. Move the chains,
and
boys.
they move the chains again. Boy, Hillsborough is pulling everything out, and it's starting to work. 13-yard pickup on 2nd and 12. Back into the red zone. They are at the 16. So 1st and 10. Everything's working, and right now North Brunswick is looking demoralized here. Another one. Here's a handoff and nearly breaking his Mishnerd. And he'll get to inside the 10 to the 9. Another gain of 7. Amari Macklin with the stop. but it forces a second, and they're going to say it's the inside of 10, so it's 2nd and 4, so a gain of 6. And they're chewing up the clock right now.
As I said, what they needed to do. Remember, we talked about that earlier. We said if they can get a sustained drive, chew up most of the clock in the third quarter. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go out on a very short limb and say these guys got over 300 yards total offense tonight already.
Well, they might. Obviously, if they do, it's unofficial. It was a gain of 2 by Missioner on the last play, so 3rd and 2. The ball spotted at about the 8-yard line, maybe the 7. I formation, 3.5 and counting left here in the third. And they give it to Sal Volpe, and Volpe plows his way for a first down inside the 5, down to the 4. So Sal moves the chains and forces goal to go. And now that running game, which basically ran all over North Brunswick when they met 3 weeks ago in a monsoon. Well, 3 years ago was when North Brunswick got to the last sectional final. But here it's 1st and goal as they send Amakwa in motion. He's basically waving. Now he's going to cross the field and move to the left. Perry trying to stay with him step for step. Let's see what they do on 1st and goal from the 4. Another run. Mishnard, he keeps plowing his way, and I don't think he got it. Now, wait. Now, somebody's saying he might got in, but the officials are saying not quite. He's a yard short.
His forward motion was stopped at about the 1. And but look what they're doing now. They were not able to open up the middle of that field earlier on with the run game, but in this quarter they've been pounding him inside. In fact, Mizwera has been getting most of his yards by getting inside between the tackles.
Well, here's a chance on 2nd down. And, was there a fumbled snap there?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Volpe, and he got in! Welcome to the end zone. A quick handoff to Sal Volpe, and he's on the scoreboard as Hillsborough extends their lead with 2:32 left here in the third. I thought for a second the ball came out the way everyone was piled on the ground, but wasn't to be.
Nope, wasn't to be. So here we have a situation where after 3 quarters now, almost 3 full quarters, that defensive line, who doesn't have quite the weight and size that the offensive line for Hillsborough has. They had a little difficulty running inside earlier on, but you know what? When you keep pounding, you wear them down, and that's what happened.
And I guess thank you giving Carolina Panthers a shout-out for keep pounding. Mm-hmm. So Meacham will try the extra point to make it 35-8. He's been perfect in this playoff, I believe. The snap, kick on its way. There's your 35-8 with 2:32 left in the third quarter. And Hillsborough can smell a date with either Kingsway or Toms River North in 2 weeks' time. We don't know when or where the game's going to be held, but it's still not over.
Well, I think, does that go to the running clock? Because they're 27 points ahead. Is it 33? Okay, because I know they got to get it back down to 24 to be able to stop that when there's a running clock. But if we get another score here, this game's going to go real fast.
Well, we just got word that Kingsway is ahead of Toms River North 14-6 here in the third quarter. We got to send crazy shouts to Chris Fox, who is getting our progress scores here today, and now everyone in the press box is pointing at him. So I have to recognize everybody. This has been so much fun the last couple of years. Of course, last year, given the COVID situation, having just minimal fans at these games. And this year, everyone back to normal high school football routines. We have at least 2,500 people in a sold-out David Noonan Field. And how about this? Over 3,000 have watched this game. So those of you watching from Hillsborough, North Brunswick, and elsewhere, thank you so much for your support, especially with the HSG Network. Please subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 before this game's over. Here's the kickoff, and it will sail. It's going to be a touchback once it crosses the end zone. Yeah, remember in high school, I think it goes for college and pro too. Once nobody touches it and it crosses the goal line without an attempt at going after it, it's an automatic touchback. So that ends up being 1st and 10, and North Brunswick will be at the 20. So, Coach, what do you do now? Or is that the dumbest question of me to ask?
Start throwing. No question. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked. Listen, they have no choice now. They've got to get the ball in the hands of some of their athletes. They've got they have a very tough road to hoe here right now. So they're going to have to get some plays. They're going to have to make some big plays and hopefully get a couple of breaks. But I think you're going to see a lot of pursuit by the Hillsborough line. Watch this. They're coming hard for him. Look at that.
Here's Garbolino.
See what I just said?
He's throwing. He has a throw high in the direction of Perry, incomplete.
And he's face down in the ground because two Hillsborough guys put the hard press on him, okay? And that's what has to happen right now. They know that they have to throw, okay, but they have to protect the quarterback to be able to get him to see the ball, get the ball downfield, see his receivers.
You know, it's funny. I mentioned this, Coach, that you look at Hillsborough. I mean, they remind me of a team of last year from a collegiate level when it comes to taking care of business. Yeah, the Alabama Crimson Tide, who went unbeaten, won a national championship, and they didn't get too high until they won the national championship over Ohio State. Hillsborough and Kevin Carty Jr., I mean, they have done basically the same exact thing with this club. This is not over. There's still 14:25 left to play. Here's Garbolino on 2nd and 10. He'll throw a little screen. That is caught, and there's not much, if anything, there. Back to the line of scrimmage. Another tackle on the part of Leo Shiro, who has come up huge, and I mean emphatically huge here in the second half.
Now, see what we were saying earlier. We were talking about how North Brunswick's their passing yards are coming from underneath, okay? But the linebackers had to make those adjustments. Notice the linebacker play. It was a linebacker that made the tackle on that screen. That it was a slip screen. And that's the kind of adjustments that they have to make, that they made at halftime. Lock down that short pass and make him try to go downfield against that big cover 3.
Here's 3rd and 10. Garbolino back. He's under a rush. He throws off his back foot, and he threw it to nobody. Did it get past the line of scrimmage?
He wasn't outside the tackle box either. That, I would have said, that should have been grounding.
Well, it may not matter. It's still incomplete. The nearest person there was Jerry Melius, and he was 10 yards downfield.
Yep.
So another 3 and out. And take a look at this. 8 of 20 for 49 yards. If you subtract the 19-yard touchdown pass to Perry, that's 7 of 19 for 30 yards. That is just over 4 yards of completion. I mean, and you have to remember that he's had 300-yard-plus games in a row, and here he doesn't even have 50 yet. So on 4th down, the punt coming. And this time it'll be Kevin Shelton, the junior, looking to return. North Brunswick trying to get a last-second person to make sure they have 11 on the field. Now they're ready. Shelton will be standing on the North Brunswick 45 and now backing up.
Another high snap.
But he gets it down, and he's going to call the fake punt. This could work.
Nope.
No, it won't. He's tripped up inside the 20. They went for broke, and everything broke.
That was broke.
Tremendous tackle by Jonathan Labello, the sophomore, who's going to be huge for this Hillsborough team for the next couple of years. I mean, he's contributed in a lot of big ways, and he's certainly helped this Hillsborough defense in a lot of deals here. But now, I think there's some interesting questions here. I would have to think you go for the kill, but you also have some milestones that could be accomplished here. All right, on 1st and 10, it is Mishnert who spins out of a tackle and will be bounced at about the 15-yard line, thrown down, and a late flag. And now, all of a sudden, a little bit of testy play here as suddenly we have a downpour of flags. And that's one thing you just don't want.
Look, North Brunswick's frustration came out. The kid did something right in front of the referee shouldn't have done. And then we had number 60 for Hillsborough decide he was going to get into it. He's coming out of the game.
Yeah, I think he might have been thrown out. But whatever they decide to do, there's obviously going to be some penalties.
They would give him a warning. He didn't throw a punch. He just pushed. But let's see if they're going to assess these. There may be one penalty on both teams because, quite honestly, the first flag was for personal foul.
Yeah, they're going to offset the personal fouls.
They'll offset.
So down to 1:10 left here in the third, and we'll see what the officials discuss and where they also where they're going to spot the football for 2nd down, because this all came after the play. So just just a tough situation. And trust me, North Brunswick, they have had a tremendous run. You got to remember, I mean, they didn't get here without winning some very big games. I mean, they hosted Eastern of Voorhees, South Jersey, and of course they went to Marlton last week, and they stunned the team whom a lot of people thought could give Hillsborough a run for their money by beating Cherokee. I mean, they've accomplished a lot, but Hillsborough has been a well-oiled machine all year, as here's a handoff and a trip. Ball came out, but he was down right after that, and Mishnard got, I believe, back to, I'm not exactly sure where, the 20-yard line, and the 19. So it is a third down, and I think and they spot the ball 3rd and 12. So I must have missed something along the way, but whatever the case, they take out Ethan McLaughlin. We hadn't called his name. Of course, he's one of the senior captains, along with Mishnard, Dixon, and Amakwa.
Now look what's happening. Look what's going to happen.
And now
they're going to try to score, and they score. What's going to happen is they're going to go to a running clock, and the reason that they need to score is for the power points for the rankings. This team has not. Well, this team for the state rankings. This team has not scored less than 35 points in weeks. Okay, and when you put up a lot of points against teams like this, okay. A very good North Brunswick team. It's just a matter that this year, everybody that has played Hillsborough has been outclassed.
All right, well, we've reached three-quarter time, and Hillsborough with a 35-8 lead over North Brunswick in the Battle of the Raiders. As we're getting a visit from some of Hillsborough's finest, and I thought Coach was going to be doing either that or a live PD episode has just occurred here. I don't know, but in any case, I mean, when you have a sellout crowd here, I mean, obviously you got to make sure you have a safe environment for everybody. And for Hillsborough and North Brunswick, obviously, I think they're going to come. We're not three-quarter time yet. I'm sorry. In high school football, at least in New Jersey, if something happens, they're going to come back with an untimed down, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They called delay a game, which backs them up 5 and forces a 3rd and 17. Ball spot at, I believe, the 25-yard line. They still have to get to about the 8. So the fake punt may not have resulted in much damage, but one never knows. Again, this is untimed down. We're not at three-quarter time yet. And they're going to put it back to 3 seconds. So
everything's got to stay official. Keep it by the books.
You're not in the paint. That's not a 3-second violation. Wrong
That's
sport. Right. 3rd and 17. Mizwera in the shotgun. He'll take it, goes back, final play of the quarter, and now he goes down at about the 28-yard line. Good play by Jared Tynes, who comes through with the sack, and now we are at three-quarter time. So let's take a break as we've hit the three-quarter time mark. The Battle of the Raiders, Hillsborough 35, North Brunswick 8. The final quarter of this one comes your way after this. We're back for the final quarter of this Central Jersey Group 5 final, and right now in the Battle of the Raiders, it's 35-8 Hillsborough over North Brunswick.
4th and a lot.
And Hillsborough's going to go for it on 4th and quite a bit. Mizwera back. He's going to roll left, take a shot downfield, and was that a catch?
That was a catch by Mr. D1 Dixon.
But where they spot it?
It's a catch.
It is a catch
on the 9-yard line.
But did they get the first down? He might be a yard short.
No, they already moved the chains.
They're going to spot him right at the marker. If that is a first down, that's the play of the game right there.
Yep. That was a very, very well-controlled play by Miswera. He's the MVP tonight.
Well, the officials are discussing where the ball's going to be spotted. It looks like they're a yard short.
Okay,
they're a yard
short.
short.
Well,
So
still a great
Hillsborough
play.
it's still a great play. But the difference here is instead of starting from the 36, now you're starting from your own 10, maybe the 9. So North Brunswick turns the ball. So North Brunswick will get the ball. A great catch by Dixon, but
They're
hey,
on their own 8-yard line. Not even the 8, just shy of the 8-yard line. They got a hard way to go.
And they already used the timeout on defense earlier in the third quarter. So, Oh, by the way, before I forget, and I know I will, we got well, we want to thank all the sponsors for Hillsborough Raiders football this year, and we'll read them after this first play. First and 10 as Garbolino. He's, I believe, in an empty gun here. Now they're going to shift 3 receivers over to the other side.
And that's where they're going. He's got
It's a wildcat. Wildcat for Perry. Perry has a broken. Oh, look at this. To the 20. Gets out of another 30 and down to the 35. A 26-yard run by Perry on the wildcat. And North Brunswick is not done yet at first and 10. Real quick, Hillsborough Raider football would like to thank Milan Rose Photography, A&B Landscaping, Pez Electric, Catered Affair, Norman's Hallmark, and Iron Peak Sports and Events for sponsoring Hillsborough High School Raider football for the 2021 season. And it wouldn't be possible without one group I'll mention next. First and 10 from the 35 as Garbolino. It's still I'm sorry, it is Perry, and Perry ends up going down for a 6-yard loss led by Labello.
Well, they went to the well again. Remember, the defense recognizes that when they line strong to one side, that's where they're going. And they lined strong to the right this time. That's where they went. Defense eventually is going to figure it out, and they're going to get people on ball and stop the play. So what happened, a 5-yard loss, they went to that well. What I would have done, fake that wildcat and throw that ball downfield. You can't be messing around with 10 minutes left in the game and your season by trying to run the ball right now.
And they have Garbolino back at quarterback after Perry's 2 wildcat plays. Now they switch Tynes to the right. Garbolino with 2nd and 15 from the 30. And now Perry in motion. Garbolino rolls left. We go misdirection. Now he slips out of a tackle. He's going to run now. 35, 39-yard line. 9-yard pickup before Dixon brings him down. None of this would be possible without the thanks, and we are incredibly gracious to the Hillsborough High School Touchdown Club. Of course, led by President Bruce Wayne, Vice President Ernie Santorelli, and Treasurer John Van Ness. And we are quite grateful for you guys, and we thank you for everything you've given us here in this 2021 season. Meanwhile, for Garbolino, it's 3rd and 6. 10 minutes still time, and Hillsborough by 27. If they can score quick, then they're going to have to try that onside kick, but they cannot waste much more time because they need 3 more possessions and 3 more scores if they're able to score here. They go 3 wide, slot left. Garbolino back under a rush. He's being chased. He's going to lob it, and it's caught. Nicely done by Perry inside the 35 and out of bounds with 9:34 left. Tremendous job, but Testano was able to make the stop. Get all the way down to the 36-yard line. So good play there. That's I believe that was like a 25-yard pickup there. So there have been a couple big plays on this drive, but North Brunswick can't be wasting too much time here. So 1st and 10. They're going to spot at the 37-yard line. Let's see what happens here. As Garbolino in the shotgun, now he's going to try and he might be doing a triple on the left, but now they're just switching sides with Harrison to the left of the line. 3 receivers set, slot left. Garbolino on 1st and 10 takes a snap. He's going to roll left. He misdirects right. It's caught inside the 25 down to the 23. That's Dawood.
See if they stay with their original game plan to throw underneath the safeties. That's where they've gotten pretty much all the yards tonight. And that was another time a very successful play. And I was hoping that they would stick to that game plan most of the game. They kind of got away from it.
Now they get to the 24, so it's 1st and 10. They now go 3 wide slot right, and this time it's a handoff to Perry. Perry is not going to get much, if any, or he might actually get to inside the 20, so he'll end up getting 4 yards on the play. So Garbolino is now up to 10 of 22 for 88 yards. So, and remember, this is unofficial stuff. So I'm sure when you look online or in your local papers tomorrow, you'll see what the official totals actually are.
So you're saying this is officially unofficial. Okay.
Well, what is official is 35-8 right now. Hillsborough, 8.5 left till time and running.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, they might go empty gun here. So 2nd and 6, right at the edge of the
they're in
red
cover
zone.
1.
And
They're
here
man-to-man,
they're going to
cover
go
one.
with a fade to the right. It is.
Touchdown.
Is that caught? No, it's incomplete.
Oh, he dropped it.
It was taken away. Dawood, the intended receiver, he tried to catch it, but snatching it away was Matthew Amopa, the senior.
Well, I'll tell you. I will tell you. Well, they're
So why is there a cover 1 on that, Coach?
well, cover 1 means that they're covered. They're playing man-to-man, and they have 1 over the top, okay? Cover means you're playing man-to-man on all the receivers, X, Y, and Z, tight end, and the back, okay, when they have 5 wide. And you got 1 guy deep playing center field. That's the 1, cover 1. I was very close to a pass interference on that.
Well, I think they just called an illegal formation against North Brunswick, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So I didn't even see the flag, so forget the play even happened. So 5-yard penalty on illegal formation, and it is 2nd and 11 now from the 25-yard line.
Yep.
So Garbolino trying to get his troops in order. Last-second instructions with Amari Macklin. Let's see what happens here. And I think it modified here. And here's Garbolino faking, rolling right. They're coming. Slips out of 1. Not the other! Down he goes at the 31-yard line. And
I will tell you this. That young man has made a couple of very key defensive plays tonight. We haven't focused on him.
Labello.
I've been watching him. Rebello has made a couple of very key plays tonight. Now, you asked me before why they would go into cover 1 down in this situation. Well, because the success that North Brunswick has been in a short game. If you're locking them up one-on-one, they're not playing zone. They're playing man-to-man. And when they locked up like that, it takes a little bit away from the quarterback's leverage to go short and underneath. That's why he went deep on that play.
so they have a 3rd and a heck of a long way to go. 3rd and 18 from the 31-yard line. Garbolino the shotgun. Let's see what he does. Takes a snap. They're coming. He's going to try and run. He's not going to get far. He gets to the 30, and that's it. So maybe a yard on the play. And I believe it was Dixon again who closed the door.
Yep, they're kind of getting worn down now. Look, the physical size that Hillsborough has, okay? Not that North Brunswick's small, but if you look at the overall team size that Hillsborough has on both sides of the ball, particularly those 2 lines, man, oh man. That after a while starts to wear you down. You don't think 260, 270, 290 wears you down? It does.
And being in shape and making sure you have the cardiovascular energy for all 48 minutes of football that you play. And it's going to be more if you continue for high school. I mean, remember, you have William Dixon going to Akron. You have Thomas Amakwa going to Rutgers. And I'm sure there are other Division I people that are going to be continuing onward at colleges and universities in other places. So this is the play for North Brunswick season pretty much. 4th and 18 from the 31-yard line. Here's Garbolino. He goes back. Now he's going to run. Is he going to get a chance to throw the ball? He will to the left side. It is intercepted at the 7-yard line. And that may be the cherry on top for Thomas Amakwa, who snags it. And Hillsborough can smell 21 years of frustration down the drain with a sectional title halfway through the final quarter.
That was a desperation play, and it just didn't go the way for North Brunswick. But listen, it's been a tough road to hoe for them all night. As I said, Hillsborough, I don't even know that they've peaked yet, okay? they're just steadily rocking and rolling every week, dropping 30, 35, 40 on every opponent. You know, I think the best may be yet to come because they don't. They play a level up to the competition.
The
okay?
last time they did not score 35, there was 28-7 against at Westfield. You have to keep in mind, Hillsborough had a 4-game road trip this season. They have canceled that out with a 4-game homestand because of how well they have played. Here's a pitch out on 1st and 10, and not going to be too much. I mean, the running game hasn't happened too much. Don Monsomo gets his first chance, the junior, and he's able to gain about 6 on the play to about the 17-yard line. So a Makwa's interception, the second turnover by North Brunswick today. Hillsborough has turned the ball over once, but luckily it didn't come back to get him. Clock continues to run to 5.5 till time. 2nd and 4 from the 17-yard line. Let's see what Mizwera does here. Another run up the middle, and again Monsomo will get to the 20-yard line. And that might be enough for a first down. That was a gain of 5. They're going to move those chains.
Yeah, coach is making a good move here. He's got his second and third string running back in there. Get him some varsity experience in the playoffs. Put some, a couple substitutes in. Get these kids in out of the game. Get them game experience. It's so valuable because you don't know what you're going to run into in the next couple of weeks as they move forward to the state championships.
A giant Thanksgiving turkey first.
Well, yeah.
For hopefully a whole bunch of us. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, as right now it's a clock melting time.
Gee, that's clock,
and they're going to be taking 35, 40 seconds off. And remember, play clock is taken by the official. They will give the signal. So there's the I formation. Another pitch out. And again, Monsomo will cross the 20 and fight his way to about the 23 for another 3-yard pickup. So even though Mishnert and Amakwa may not get their 1,000-yard rushing seasons in tonight,
they'll get it next week.
They got 2 weeks' time.
That's right.
Whomever they play, whether it be Kingsway or Toms River North, we'll have to find out how that's going to go. And I understand Chris Fox is going to get a progress report for us.
And you said we
Oh, my goodness. How about this? We don't know who Hillsborough is going to play yet because Kingsway and Toms River North, 14 apiece, and it looks like it's in the final quarter of that game. So we know Hillsborough will – wait. I think we may have gotten our update here.
Kingsway will be the opponent. 7 seconds left.
Kingsway must have scored a last-minute touchdown. Oh, now here's a fumble. So Kingsway is up on Toms River North 21-14, literally in the final 10 seconds of the game there.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris Fox, our thanks again for that. So this could be a Hillsborough Kingsway Tournament Champion final for Group 5 for the lower half of Jersey. Remember, North Jersey Group 1 and Group 2, or Section 1, Section 2 play each other. And it is a final. Kingsway has won 21-14 over Toms River North. I think I heard some screams way down South Jersey. Well, I don't know if it's going to be that crazy, but congratulations to Kingsway, the South Jersey Group 5 champions. And in under 3 minutes, Hillsborough will join and have a banner for their football team. Here's Monsomo, left side to the 29. So what do you think was the difference here as far as Hillsborough turning it up here in the second half?
Well, the coach had a very varied game plan. We talked about that. They jumped on the momentum and scored on the first possession of the second half. Again, not to beat that drum, but take a look at the size of this line. They're just wearing people down. No one has really. Mizwera didn't get sacked once tonight. Okay, not once. He got off balls that were tough balls to throw, but. He had a big game tonight. He came up big.
Quarterback draw, and it looks like Mizwera may have put the finishing touches on that. They will move the chains, and I do not think Hillsborough will need to run another play.
This is in the books.
So, who's your defensive MVP, Coach?
My defensive MVP? Well, I'll give you the offensive one is Mizwera.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. Defense, they had a lot of standouts tonight. Everybody got involved. I would say right now the D-line for Hillsborough is the player of the game. They did not allow North Brunswick's quarterbacks much time at all to throw. They did not allow him to get the ball off downfield. He had to throw underneath all night. I'd give it to D-line, the whole D-line. They played great.
Well, and I had to agree, as victory formation will be taken in the form of 3 knees. The first one just happening as coaching staff is coming from the top of the box. But we want to definitely thank all of our Hillsborough sponsors: Milan Rose Photography, A&B Landscaping, Pez Electric, Catered Affair, Norman's Hallmark, Iron Peak Sports, and of course the Hillsborough High School Touchdown Club for everything. And Hillsborough's finest,
yes,
who actually took a visit to the booth in 3/4 time.
They did.
There's another knee.
I thought they were coming to get me, but
well, thank goodness that's not the case.
No.
So in 2 weeks' time, you're gonna have to watch and see where it's gonna be, as Kevin Carty Jr. just got the frozen water bath or Gatorade bath.
Woohoo!
So I gotta save the best for last. And of course, all the supporters on HSG Network. Hey, we couldn't have done without you. There's the final knee, and for the first time in 21 years, the Hillsborough Raiders are the champions. Central Jersey Group 5. This is your moment. Hillsborough 35, North Brunswick 8, and a message to North Brunswick fans who have been watching and attending the game. This might have been a blow for you guys, but listen, very good job this year, and very proud of what you've accomplished. That was a tremendous, tremendous program that they have. Final thoughts, Coach?
Congratulations to both teams for getting here, both coaches. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and this year Hillsborough is got that 0 at the end of their tail. They're 11-0 now. And,
well, their best season ever. The first time they have won 11 was last week. The first time they've won 12 was just now.
Well, congratulations to North Brunswick. They had to come a long way to get here. And congratulations to both programs, both schools, both organizations. Great job overall tonight by the refs and both teams.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the talking here, and before we go off the air, we will have the Central Jersey Group 5 trophy presentation to the champion Hillsborough Raiders, their first sectional championship since 2000. And, of course, they will play Kingsway in 2 weeks' time. You guys are going to have to see when and where it's going to be, but what a year they have had. Once again, your final score in the Battle of the Raiders: Hillsborough 35, North Brunswick 8. For Coach Nick and Howard Gaber, I'm Tom Wilkins. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours. This has been a presentation of Hillsborough High School Raider football in conjunction with the NJSIAA and the HSG Network. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Trophy presentation coming up.
Fans remain in the stands for a trophy presentation that will occur shortly. And an updated South Jersey Group 5 final score. Kingsway, 21. Toms River North, 14. Hillsborough will take on Kingsway at a date to be determined. And fans, direct your attention towards the Raider huddle. Presenting the trophy tonight is Hillsborough High School Athletic Director Mike Davis. Accepting tonight's trophy, Hillsborough High School Head Coach Kevin Carney Jr. Congratulations to the 2021 NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 5 champions, your Hillsborough High School Raiders.
All right, folks, there's your trophy presentation. And once again, from all of us here at HSG Network, our congrats to the Hillsborough Raiders, Central Jersey Group 5 champions with a 35-8 win over North Brunswick. Enjoy your Thanksgiving and have your